Is the mic still on?
You got Ken and Beezy, Sophie and Mike, feet for a ride. The people want to know, is the mic still on? I'm saying.
Thank you for listening to a new episode of the Is the Mic Still On podcast. My name is Kenneth B. Inge. Joining me on the show via Zoom, we have Say It Ain't Soph.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, and BZ430, that's that voice you heard.
What up,
hey
Dom?
with Sophie.
What up, Dom?
We got Mike C-Town.
Yo.
And Modest Media.
Hey man, how you doing today?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Just, got through another week.
Mm-hmm.
FIFO is not here to start off. Well, not to start off. Wait, no. Has he missed all the shows so far? He was here last week. He was here last week. Yeah. So he's going to be in that. Yeah.
He's like 3 off, 1 on, 3 off, 1 on.
Yeah, remember, he was there last week. So, but yeah, he'll probably be out for the next 2 weeks. So, but yeah, so yeah, either way. But we are here and we got a show to do. This week, though, I am unlocking the vault to our Patreon YouTube videos. The last 2 episodes, COVID Christmas, which closed out 2020, and Where the Money Resides, which opened 2021, will be free to the public for about a week or so. Watch it. If you like it, consider becoming a patron. The links will be in the description. You can become a patron at patreon.com/isthemicstillon. You get a full video version of the show and an ad-free version in your favorite podcast app automatically. It is set up now. So it is a lot more easier for me to get that out to you as well. So look into doing that. Also, we have finally set up the annual memberships. You get a 10% discount for paying by paying for the year in full upfront. It's something.
What?
Also, we set up annual membership. So for the first month, now that we've done it, we're running a little special for you guys. 16% off. So that's basically 2 months free. So now would be a good time to consider go ahead and becoming a member.
Kick off 2021 right. You know
hey
what I'm
man,
saying?
do it. Now is the time to do it. A month, it's just gonna go down to 10%. So you still get a discount. We're not gonna do you guys like that.
There you go.
But now's the time to really get in and save big time. So yeah, just open up the new year. That's our New Year special, our Where the Money Resides special.
So wait, like how does it? I'm fucking.
I thought he was like, no. That was smooth. Ken did that was
good.
Speak real quick. Speaking of, you mentioned one one of the titles of the episode was Where the Money Resides. Did y'all see the white version of that?
Yes. Oh my
No,
God.
I haven't.
I'm gonna send.
He's suing them. He's suing them.
I'm gonna send it to you on the text. I'm gonna
Who's
send.
suing who? So the guy that did the original guy, he's suing. I think it's Nissan. Nissan is a guy that works at Nissan that did it, and it's like so bad.
Well, how are you gonna sue him though?
I think he might have been doing it to drive up sales and for profit. So I get it. Like if it's from like a profit standpoint, sure. But if it's just like a viral, I'm just doing it on TikTok in my, free time type of thing, that wouldn't make sense. But I think if it's for profit, it probably makes sense.
Oh,
I have to think about that too.
The original guy that did it, did he do it for a car commercial?
He did it for him, his personal, like to promote his personal self as the car salesman for Honda.
Oh,
and so now he's getting like other commercial, like he did it for a law firm now, I think, who hired him to do. So he's kind of doing it for like promo for himself and kind of like being a spokesperson for different companies. So I think somebody else tried to take it and like do it for their own thing. And they said, oh no, baby, we got that on lock over here.
So they weren't doing this just as a way to kind of recreate the video. They were doing it as a commercial.
They were kind of doing it as a low budget right.
Give me that. Nah, bro, you gotta stop that.
At first I was like, this don't really sound right. Like people, you're gonna go viral and people are gonna copy you. But then I was like, oh, if it's for money and you've already worked on copyrights and stuff like that for like the phrase and stuff, that makes sense.
I thought it was just some guy that just made it to be funny. I didn't know it was for.
It was some real Ma Rainey black bottom shit.
I'm about to send it to you.
I'm
about to
send it to you. It was that bad. It was just like
where the dollars?
He had
the dollars hang.
You saw the original one, right?
Of course.
Okay.
He had no rhythm. No bad timing. Everything. It was real Ma Rainey Black Bottom-ish.
Okay, hold on.
You gotta watch it. Y'all gotta watch this shit, dude.
I assume you already saw it, Sophie, because we can't really show
I already did. Ken's face.
Yeah, Nissan.
Wait.
They had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
That's what the old boy said.
Wait.
That's not what
Can we talk about this clap?
Man, it sucks.
No, wait. You ruined it again. Hold on, bro. God damn it.
I was trying to kill.
Bruh. What beat was that?
I told you.
What beat was that?
I told you.
Where was the clap? Like, why was
God,
he shot himself when he?
dude.
Why was that?
What the hell?
Horrible at jumping jack.
What the hell?
And just one? Oh yeah, he
man.
just filmed just for that
Yeah.
shit being so trash.
For real.
Yeah, man. Like,
Golly, that is horrendous.
that shit is crazy.
Was, man.
Damn.
White folks always trying to dip in, ain't they?
Bruh.
Always.
They
Always
blood.
trying to
They
dip
blood,
in.
man.
Every,
blood,
every
bro.
time.
Then they blood to water down some shit.
You water down some shit big time. That shit is crazy.
He slapped hard as fuck too.
Yeah, so when you said that, Ken, it just made me think of that. I'm like, oh hell
No
no.
rhythm,
Damn.
None.
offbeat. You could at least have some rhythm. Like, golly.
Yeah, that,
Like,
White people
what?
love to do this.
I know.
Like, what is this dance?
That's just they in they groove when they do that shit. Don't they?
That's like the default.
They're like, come on, girl, you
It's either
can't, you can't turn this
Come on
down.
now.
They're like, girl, you better not turn this shit down.
Oh, that's messed up.
You turn this shit down right here.
shit.
Look,
Oh.
hey, look here, baby. Let me tell you something.
Oh, it's a little
Look,
faster.
hey, look.
Oh, shit.
Right. And let me get those. Oh. Like, they do that shit, Mike. You better not turn that down, girl. You can't turn that down, girl. Girl, I mean, you my Mac Daddy Swag shit, girl. Come here. Like, girl, we can talk and dance at the same time.
Every
Do it.
time, man. It's like, why are you still doing this? Stop.
Right. You making me
I'm
uncomfortable. Right. Yep. They're like, well, you can't turn that shit down. You better not turn that shit down, girl.
Man,
God, yuck.
Shit, girl, I got my velvet blazer on, girl. Shit, you
Man.
better.
every time though, you see at least one of
Yep.
them doing that shit.
Yep. At a wedding gathering, they be at the wedding dancing like that shit too. Like,
Nothing's moving but your arm, like nothing else.
oh my
It's like,
god,
why?
Oh
Why
my
are you
God.
dancing like RoboCop and shit?
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
Ken has done. Ken, you done? I think. You can't turn that.
You can't.
You can't turn this
bro.
down, girl.
They be killing it with that shit, man.
Can't you know I'm right?
They be killing it with that shit.
Can't turn that shit down, girl. Shit.
Every hip hop show you go to, man, there's one, at least one, busting that move out.
Man, that's what I miss about COVID. We always be pointing out white motherfuckers at the hip hop
Man,
shows. God
They be
damn
turning
it.
up.
We always get one. We always catch one person like Mike.
Every
Mike,
time.
look.
Wait, here we go.
Like,
Herman.
like, what? Like, why you doing this?
What are you busting the Bill Cosby on him? Are you having a seizure?
Man.
What is happening?
Oh my God, we always see one. It never fails, though. I swear.
God damn.
Let me get myself together.
Ooh,
They need to get themselves together.
I know.
All right, so where we go here from here?
Facts only.
Yes. Okay. All right, so let's jump into the show. So we do the show in 5 parts. We open with weekly recommendations. We do our facts only topics, commentary, and we close out the show with the Pass the Mic segment where we answer your questions. So I did not send a reminder, but we're gonna jump into weekly recommendations. Who has one?
I need a recommendation.
That's not the way this works.
I know that's not the way.
Wait, you
it
need a
works.
recommendation for the recommendation?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
That's not how this works.
I understand that's not how it works,
any of
but,
this
you know,
works.
I know, but like
What do you need
But I sent
recommended?
one last time and he didn't have one. What was that, Sophie?
What do you need recommended? I'm interested.
So it is pertains to you
Uh-oh.
and everyone else. If y'all would like to add,
Get
I'm
it
sorry.
out.
I
I'm
totally
impatient.
misunderstood what you were saying.
What did you say?
Get it out. I'm impatient. I'm like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So I had a conversation with my daughter last night.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
So
Sophie is about to lose her damn
I'm
mind.
sorry.
I out. Like it's
Sophie's face is all of us
It's
right
all
now.
over. Yes.
All right, so I hadn't really, talked to my daughter in a while about, dating or all of this stuff and all of that. So I was just like, okay, yeah, who's the guy that you're currently dating or talking to? So it's like, oh, I want to show you because you're gonna be judgmental. I'm like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? I've never been like that.
Shit, he got tattooed on his face.
So I was like, just show me. He showed me, and then she sent me a picture. I'm gonna show you the picture.
And you judged.
I judged internally, yes.
Yes, you did. She knew it. She knows you're gonna judge.
But here's the thing, though. I did judge internally, but I still am, the way I am, and just.
So you want a recommendation on how not to be judgmental?
Not that. No, I just want to get. Okay, let me just show you the picture first.
Thank you. Send it. Hurry up. Oh, I thought you was gonna
He about to. You can text it to her. Yeah. he about to.
Technology.
Just send it to me.
That's the mic still on thread.
This is 2021.
The power
We
of
got
technology.
text
So I'll just take it
messages.
to all y'all. All y'all can see that.
Thank you.
My bad.
Hilarious.
You could have started off with that.
Hey,
Like,
I was like, that's why we a team, man.
That's what she was trying to get up. I know he ain't about to do that.
That's why we a team. Mike, Ken says it all the time.
Also, Rod, to speed this up, once we get the picture, could you let us know what you need us to recommend? Because
All right, yeah.
He just wants to know if he's justified in thinking that this dude is not the right kind of guy for his daughter.
So, you got it?
Oh my God.
You got it?
No,
got
she's fucking with you.
No, she's not. No, she's
Why does
not.
he have a gun?
He don't even have.
And look at his pocket. Look at his pocket. So he smokes too.
I don't see smoke. Where's the smoke?
No, look at his
See the
pocket.
light?
oh,
Look at
damn, nigga zoomed in. Was all in the jean lining.
You know I did. You know I did.
Why would you
Nigga
think?
is zooming in to see what type of underwear this is. Why we can see it. What's
So,
in his other pocket? Maybe it's the keys.
so here's the thing. Have you?
Ooh, his fingernails. Just off of that. No, ma'am.
So have you ever been like attracted to? Because I know in the past, like I've always known like good girls like thugs or whatever, right? So
I love
like
this conversation. Let's keep going.
I know, man. I wanted like this really bothered me last night. I barely slept last night. I don't even tell the game. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know this,
Right.
So
I know he
don't
smells
smoke.
dank. Okay.
I don't smoke.
Oh,
I
like
don't
that
tote
OG
guns. But
I'm
Should've said
sorry.
that.
wait,
Smoke and I
Sophie,
don't
let me
tote.
get it out.
You
I
missed
wish
the bar.
Sophie was here because you're missing what she's saying. I am.
I'm back. I'm back.
Talking shit.
She is.
Just,
She
God
is.
damn it. I knew she was gonna love this shit. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, Sophie,
Yes,
even though I
I'm
know you
here.
loving all of this shit, I still want your recommendation. So, all right. So, like, like me being who I am, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna judge. What do you like about this guy? Like, I was like, because I was a little rough around the edges coming up. Not this rough. I didn't carry guns and smoke and all that shit. But I grew up in an environment and where people would probably think that I was thugging out here because I had the car with the system.
What is that? What are you asking?
I'm asking, like, I did. You weren't listening. You wasn't listening. I was like, so.
I didn't hear it
Taking
either.
a year.
This is your topic, bro.
I know it is.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a recommendation / topic. So like, were you like, what's your recommendation as far as like talking with her about this? Because obviously I feel some type of way about it, but at the same time, I don't want her to think like, that I'm trying to, one, control her life or just like, I don't know. I just don't want to come off as that dad. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know this is probably 9 times out of 10 the worst situation for her.
Gotcha.
I just
Okay.
don't want it. So what's your recommendation?
So before I go into my recommendation, I do have to tell you something that you're probably not going to want to hear.
That's fine.
So being that girls, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't want to use that generalization, but it's like, I will be able to say young people don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't know what they want. They don't know who they want. They don't know what they're going to want in 2 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? But you like, because of that indecisiveness and because of that, I don't know, he just makes me feel nice, or I don't know, I just like talking to him, or I don't like whatever that.
That's exactly what she said. That's exactly what she said. I just
Exactly.
like, he understands me and he's sweet and all this bullshit. Go
So
ahead.
I get that, right? And it's one of those things where like as a parent, I know that you're saying like, oh, I don't want to come off like this. I don't want to, come off judgmental. I am judging internally, but I want to you basically want to guide her, to the right path. All the parents want to do that, whatever. However, the part that you're not going to want to hear is you might not be able to do that in a way that's going to line up with her thinking right now, because your logic is here and her logic is here, and being able to meet in the middle, she's going to see that as, oh, he's just being my dad. Oh, he's not going to go let me see him. Oh, it just is a thing. It's just a thing of life. Like, I literally look back to people that I used to hang out with when I was 15 and 16 and 17. And it was like, what the fuck? Like my parents side-eyed me, my parents side-eyed my sister. And anyways, so all of that happened. Even like when my brother was dating certain girls when he was younger, he would try to do the whole like charity case situation where he's like dating a girl because that doesn't really have a lot or something, because he wants to feel good and feel like all that stuff. It's just a thing that happens. So as far as being able to control the narrative right now, it's probably not going to happen the way you want it to. And I think you have to relinquish control of that, which is going to be very uncomfortable for you. Now, I'm sure you're going to talk to Naomi about it too. And I think she will be a really good, leverage to kind of get through to your daughter, because woman to woman, and Naomi has a very soft, reasonable way of talking to people in general about anything that I think almost anyone would really take to. So she use her. She is going to be like the lifeline and the meat and all of that in this situation. She is like your key to disarm her. So that's going to be helpful. But as far as like a recommendation, I would probably say, I would say don't restrict her 100%. I think you should have open and honest conversations. And not those like open, honest conversations that seem like it's prying and like, let's talk about this guy, even though you talked about him 7 times today and she's like, Dad, leave me alone. Like literally just make it casual, make it like, yeah, like how's such and such doing? Is he okay? Like, what's he up to? Like, just ask general questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, does he have brothers and sisters? Where does he grow up? How did you guys meet? Like stuff like that, I think can be very like, oh, he's interested, not he's interrogating. And then once you know more about it, I think it'll be easier to kind of get your point across in the end. But yeah, you're going to kind of, no offense, let her be kind of young and dumb for a while. But as long as you're able to, facilitate it in a way where she's not fucking, I mean, God, it's COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, are they gonna hang out or have they? I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. As far as like kids hanging out and shit, I know people are still going to birthday parties and all types of celebrations and shit because kids need to be kids and they need to be social. But I think you should just try to ask as many questions as possible without seeming like it's an interrogation, and use any women in your life that she trusts to try to get through to her too. Because you're just not going to have that touch the way that you think. It's always going to come off as my dad doesn't approve. He's going to judge. He's going to whatever. Even her sharing this photo with you, I think was very vulnerable of her to do, which means she trusts you, which is good.
Did she share the photo?
Yeah, she sent it to me.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, I would just say whatever little bit of vulnerability that you do have, don't mess it up by trying to like overly dip into the pot and like try, because it's going to be on some Romeo and Juliet shit. You know what I'm saying? Kids love that whole, he won't let me see you, I'm going to run away. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Just be gentle and try to be as open and honest as possible, and use whatever women that's in her life to try to get through her as well. That would be my recommendation. That's all you can do.
Gotcha. Y'all seen it? Anything from y'all?
You gotta fight this dude, bro.
I gotta fight him.
You gotta fight this dude.
Oh my God.
He might take you though.
He said,
And he got a gun.
he might pistol whip me.
Yeah, that might be a bad idea. I am just glad I do not have children, because I don't know your daughter.
Holy
I've only met her
shit.
like maybe twice.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But
Wait, Sophie, let Mike get this out. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Part of me almost thinks she's trolling you because
No.
any daughter, why would he has to have other pictures? Why would she specifically send you the one with him with a gun in his pants?
I think she
Is
just
she
put it out
fucking
there.
with you?
I think no, I don't think so, man. I think she just
Why?
I think she knew I would see whatever at some point anyway. She like, no, let me just put it all the way out there. This is him. This is who he is.
She didn't want to send like no.
Yeah, she
made-up
was like,
shit.
no, nope. This is because she knows me. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, look,
Yeah.
this is what it is.
Is this his IG name?
Yes, it is. And I just listen, I'm 3 steps ahead of you. I'm already there. So his account is private. I think.
Don't give away any type of, you know what I'm saying?
I won't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No. I think you or someone else should follow him. That's what I would do.
Don't do
No.
that. First of all, he's not going to accept you.
Why not? Not you, not him as his real regular name. No, like somebody else.
Finsta.
So have a burner account or something?
Basically, that's what I would
That's
do.
what you saying, Sophie?
You,
Have him
I
create a
gotta
burner
know what
account?
the fuck you posting, where you at.
I ain't
Excuse
trying
me?
to do all that.
Yeah.
Nah, this dude.
Oh,
looks like he would
listen.
figure- Me?
I gotta know everything. And you know, people be going live about where they at. Listen, what you doing? Where you at?
Sophie, like,
What's
I
the
got.
location?
Are you sure it's not the guy in the back?
What,
Oh my God. Does that make it better?
Nah, man.
Yeah.
No,
I
it
wouldn't-
doesn't.
It does. At least the other guy ain't got a gun. Well, he
He's
might.
dressed like a
Mike,
Gatorade bottle.
They just
Like,
make it a different angle.
And at
Mike.
least the other guy's draws match his pants. But where are they? Oh, they're in somebody's house.
Where are you talking about? Which
or a
one?
studio.
The only
It should
one.
be a studio.
Oh,
They're at somebody's house, and he's just.
It
I
could
don't
be a
he's a
studio.
producer.
I just don't
Of course he
understand why
is.
you're walking around with a gun tucked like that.
He's a producer, so maybe
Yeah,
it's just the
hip-hop, yeah.
environment.
Does the
Yeah,
gun
yeah.
make beats? I mean, what?
How
Nah,
old is he?
You remember?
Shut
You remember?
up,
Oh,
Mike.
boy.
I didn't get it then either.
But that
I thought
that
it
might
was-
be a thing.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a thing.
So wait. I have one question.
I've
So-
been to look when
And
I went
certain
to
them with certain
people,
rappers,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
to just walk around the studio like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
For
Of
what?
course.
Because like certain ones are bringing that in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of
They bring that
course,
type of
yeah.
energy in there.
I wouldn't want
A
to.
lot of studios low-key be trap houses, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, that part, yes. I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm looking at regular studios versus a studio.
Yeah,
somebody's
right.
house.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
So, yeah, man.
Okay, Sophie.
I don't know, man. It
I'm
can't
just
anything-
saying, I've been there. I know
I know
that
you
shit.
have, girl.
That's why I wanted. I figured you. I know based on our conversations, I thought you had. That's why I wanted.
Smiling, too, look at that.
She missed
Uh-huh.
out. She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. To be young and dumb again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm so glad I survived, y'all. God bless.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I feel
Sorry,
like
not like that, but kind of. But
Yeah,
know.
I wish she was trolling, but I don't think she is. But
She's
I
not
will say,
trolling.
I don't think she's super serious about the guy. I think it's just something that she's,
fluttering
whatever it
and
is.
there's butterflies and they're up
Yeah,
late
you know.
talking. You already know all that stuff.
dude, you should ask her.
And
to
see,
meet
that's
him.
what I was thinking too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be too judgy. Because like I said,
Like you said,
I came up,
Yeah.
and just because the dude was like that didn't mean that he
Right.
wasn't a good dude.
Right.
So it's like, but again, it's just the way it
The
looks.
image is just
optics.
like,
The
damn, nigga,
optics.
like, you look at this shit like,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you should ask to meet him because he might be a very because the guy we were just talking about,
Mhm.
great guy.
Mhm.
That's one aspect I'm not a fan of.
Mhm.
Outside of that,
He's a cool dude.
he's a cool guy.
Mhm.
This guy, I mean, she sent you a picture where he looks very mean.
Mhm.
He looks maybe he's having a bad day. He's looking at his phone. Maybe no, for real.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
whatever
God.
text he just got pissed him off. This might just be a bad picture.
Why
Mm.
would you want to put that on your story though? If that's the case, this is clearly the image that you want to portray. That you chilling, you got your gun,
Oh,
you
It's a
you
story
minding your
pic.
business, you scrolling on social media. That's you. I am
That's
me,
a
nigga.
story
Like,
pic.
that's what this is.
That's a story pic.
I don't know what type of picture it is. It looks like it's
no, it's not.
No,
'Cause
this
the way
looks like
that's a regular picture.
this is a regular picture on the
Yeah.
feed because
Right.
it has the tag on it.
Tag. You
Yep.
see the little tag thing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might just be a good dude, and he might be like, look, I have to have this because of the type of area I'm in, and that's just the way things go down. But I don't carry this all the time. This isn't
I
something
will
that I
say-
do like.
Rod, I will say this. If your daughter, and granted, again, young and dumb, she's probably not at all serious about this person, but in the moment, it's, serious and strong and whatever. I will say if she is nervous, like if you bring up like, oh yeah, he looks cool, let's meet him or whatever, if you lie to get, a chance to see him in person. If she's hesitant about that, that's a red flag. I will say that. It might be part of that might be, oh, I don't want you to meet my dad because he's going to embarrass me. Like a good part of it will be that. But if it's like, oh, no. Or like every time you bring it up, like, yeah, have him over for dinner. Yeah, whatever. Like if every time something comes up, every single time, red flag. And then you can have a conversation like, hey, it's been, 3 times since we've invited him over for dinner. Why don't you want him to come over? And she has to explain that.
That dude don't come over for no dinner.
He might though. That's the thing. This picture could be very misleading. I feel like
he might be hungry.
I made the joke about fighting him. Obviously, I wasn't being serious. I don't want you to fight anybody. Right. But we might be jumping to conclusions by looking at this. And this is what an average racist white person would do.
Right.
We ignore circumstances. We ignore environment. He might be an upstanding guy. He might be very good to your daughter. He might just be having that. I mean, he smokes weed, so what? I drink alcohol. What's worse?
Right.
You know what I mean? But him having the gun, there might be a very, very specific reason for that. So he might want to come over to the house, and he might come over and explain all these things to you. Be like, look, bro, I have this gun because of XYZ. And he could be a really good guy. You never know.
Could be.
So I would just ask to meet him. I would just be like, look, you've been hanging out with this guy for a minute and you seem to like him. I would love to meet him. Can you bring him over for dinner one night?
Yeah, if she continue to talk, so I'm definitely gonna meet him.
I would want to meet him now.
And listen, you got to be careful with how you phrase that too, because on some like, yes, let's formally invite him over for she's gonna have her guard up. She's gonna be like, damn, I gotta get dressed up for this. However y'all are, I don't know. But if you just say like, yeah, like he should come over for a bite to eat, or like we should, if you phrase it super casual, I think it'll kind of be like, oh, yeah, I guess he could hang out. Hanging out is a lot easier than formally coming over, taking your shoes off when you get inside,
tell this motherfucker you
bowing when you get it, like that whole thing.
You gonna bring weed to the house.
Right.
You said you wanted to hang out.
He said you want to hang out, bro.
Right.
I thought you rolled up.
Right.
But I don't know if you realize this, but you literally have 3 days to figure this out.
Why?
No, I don't know. What you talking about?
Because this podcast comes out on Wednesday.
Yeah, but I don't think she
listen to this shit.
Listens. Yeah.
Do you want to go off that? You want to hope that she doesn't listen?
But even
to
if she does, like
talk to her.
Even if she does, I'm this open with her.
No, but I know. But I'm saying, wouldn't you want to go ahead and talk to her about this before she hears this conversation on a podcast?
I will. I mean, yeah.
That's all I was saying. You had 3 days.
You got 3 days to have that conversation.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I will have the conversation. Yes, but even if she did listen to this conversation, she knows this is me. She knows that I probably would ask y'all. She knows all of this about me. So this is, I mean, this is
nothing new.
This is the reason why I've been the way I've been all these years, like to be open and honest about things, and how I am, my approach to things. That's why she sent me that particular picture, because she already knows, like, let me just put it out here. This is what he is. Just
but so not only her. If I was him, I would feel some type of way.
What?
If I heard this podcast.
Oh, brother.
I don't know why. I mean,
why not? Like, if I was because. That's why I wanted to clarify that was just joking.
Yeah.
If I was the guy and I heard my girlfriend's father on a podcast and she's like, man, look at this picture. I'm gonna send this to all you guys. Look at him. Just, and everybody's like, yeah, he looks fucked up. Like, God damn, he looks crazy. I'd be like,
but here's the thing.
That's fucked up. You ain't even met me yet.
It ain't messed up because, like, here's the thing. I would like to hope he's self-aware, like that he knows that he just can't run anywhere like that. He knows that he just can't run anywhere run up in any place with a gun or a facility.
That's the point.
I'm just saying if I got why people might have judged me before they met me. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, okay, well, they don't know until they meet me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like what I like. I like riding around in candy paint Cutlass with 12s in the back. I like that. That's my shit. I'm not a thug, but that's what, I'm a product of my environment. You know what I'm saying? That's what I grew up around, and that's what I was accustomed to liking.
Thug adjacent.
What'd you say?
Thug adjacent.
Yeah, thug adjacent.
Candy paint's a little different than a gun.
No. And that's why I said I wasn't that rough around the edges.
Right, I know,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying with
Yeah.
this guy. If he has a valid reason for why he's wearing this gun,
Mhm.
and he hasn't gotten a chance to explain it to you yet,
And that's
but then
fine.
he's hearing a podcast of people being like, "Yeah."
As
he
my
looks like a
daughter's
gun."
father, I have all the right to judge him if I actually wanted to. I know what you're saying. He may not see it that way.
Yeah, I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
'Cause
what do you say?
I'm just
sorry.
saying, looking at it in public and making a not really a spectacle, but kind of opening up the conversation publicly about what this person looks like. If I was him, I would feel a little offended by that. You know, I understand what you're saying about, oh, he has to be self-aware and understand, but at the same time, if he's not this person, if he has this gun for a reason, and then he hears his girlfriend's father on a podcast being like, what do you guys who also don't know this person think about this guy via this picture?
Mhm.
I could see him being like, well, damn, I'm already losing. I haven't even met my girl's dad yet. And I'm already like 10 steps behind because it's not only him, he's now got 1, 2, 3, 4 other people clowning me. Then don't let him find the Reddit page. Oh shit, there's a whole bunch of other dudes in here talking shit too. Like, I don't know, man.
But see, that's the thing. I don't look at it as clowning. I'm not clowning. I'm just, as a concerned father about his child. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm concerned, and I have all the right to be based on his the way he presents himself.
That's why I don't think you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying.
But you're doing
Mike.
it publicly.
I understand I'm doing it public, but this is my platform. I have all the right to present it the way I do. This is what I do, the same way he does, the things that he does, right?
Yeah.
His page is even private. So it's not like he's putting this out for the world.
It's not private.
Sophie just said his page was private.
Page is private.
Yeah, it is private.
No,
So
it's
his-
not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not private. Which one did you look up?
He got more than one.
Which one did you look up?
Instagram.
Does it have the dots in it?
The what?
Because the other one is private, not the one that's on the picture. The other one isn't private.
Okay.
It's not. Hold on.
The
I was
dots.
going with what Sophie said. So.
Yeah, me
No,
too.
it's not private. It's not private.
How Sophie
No,
know how
it's
to use
not.
Instagram? That's fucked
It's-
up.
it's
Sophie.
not.
You're supposed to be on.
I understand how she could have got confused because it is one that is private, but I don't know if that's.
So is that picture on that one?
It's not.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying. So he's not okay. So this
But
conversation.
there still are pictures like that though.
No,
Well, not.
there's
you know,
only like 12 pictures on here, and none of these look bad.
bad
Bro.
To who though? Like,
Show me
I'll
a gun. Show me a gun.
Not a gun. I'm
That
just
is my
saying.
point. The only thing that was concerning about the picture was the fact that he had that gun.
Okay.
And then you like, well, he's putting that out. He has to be self-aware. And if he's putting this picture out for everybody, then he has to understand they're going to judge him. And I'm
Wait,
with you. But if this
Wait.
page,
wait. I'm sorry. How old is your daughter again? If you don't mind, you could text it to me if you're not comfortable.
30.
she may as well be.
Younger than you.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? I'm grown. Like, like how you could text it to me.
So is his daughter.
Yeah, my daughter's technically grown too.
You can
Is she
always
in
have
high
to
school?
take it
She's in
out.
college. She's in college, right? College.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Wait, so you stopped me from
Carry
talking?
Hmm?
That's all
She
you
said
got?
carry on.
carry on. I can't say shit about that because I mean she technically grown, I guess.
That's the predicament I'm in.
She just listen. That girl is in college now. I thought she was in high school. I don't know. If it was high school,
No, hell no.
slightly
Mm-mm.
different story. But I mean,
that's different.
college in her freshman year as well. Do you know what people do freshman year in college? Like, people are
All right,
You,
next.
you asked for
every
her
type of
help.
thing, trying every type of
I
thing.
got it. We're going in overtime. We're going into overtime. I got it. I was moving on to y'all. Any thoughts, opinions, or comments? You gave me yours. Anything, Ken? You want a daughter, then you said you want a daughter.
I think my arm's been folded this whole conversation. Y'all said all the right things. I mean, I don't agree with them, but y'all said the right
Then
things.
say your thing.
Oh Lord.
Man,
Wait, what don't you agree with?
you Well, I think I understand what you're saying about, him possibly being upset, but shit, nigga, you the one wearing the goddamn gun and shit.
But it's not in public. It's not a public picture.
It don't matter. At least Rod know who the fuck this motherfucker is, whether it's public or
but
not.
He doesn't know who he is. That's the point.
He know what he presented. His daughter know, but
she knows too. Yeah, she know.
Which is why he said she sent the picture. So I don't think a guy like that will be all that upset about hearing a conversation like this.
Shit, I think he would be
honest.
more upset.
Shit,
Goon thug. If y'all, the way y'all are presenting this guy,
I never said that.
You didn't say that, but that's the air that's being put out in this podcast.
I never said that.
You didn't have to.
Let's make that clear. I never said that. I said that. Look, I get it. I came around dudes. I told her this. I'm like, look, don't think your dad is like a square or some shit. Like I came up around this type of environment, so I know exactly, this type of thing. I'm not saying that that's what he is. I'm just saying that's what he's presenting.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not.
What I just said.
No, I'm just saying that I'm not. I said I didn't want to. I wasn't trying to be judgmental. Did I judge internally? Yes, I can be honest and say yes. Internally, looking at that as a father, yes, I am judging internally. Externally, look, you like who I told her you like who you like. I just want to know more about the guy. Tell me more about it. What do you like about him?
How is
what
that
is
different
it?
Than what I said? You said
I don't
that
know.
He's presenting. So when you're, what is he presenting to you?
To me,
He's presenting this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say he looks like he presents like a promoter or people who be around a lot of people, which that to me personally would be probably more concerning than anything else that I've seen in any of the previous photos. And the reason I say that is because when you're ripping and running, doing the whole like night lifestyle thing or whatever, especially in Atlanta lately, that has been pretty, I don't know, I guess a lot more dangerous. If you're, just kind of, in the studio to like all this stuff kind of like mixes with like in each other. So yeah, I mean, again, Rod, the best thing that you could do is just see if you could, meet him. And if he's willing to meet with you or, if he's not, then you have to figure out why that is and just kind of go from there.
I think it's okay to judge.
It is.
I'm like, and I think, I do. I said, because you can make a judgment and then be like, nah, I need to meet this motherfucker. So I'll know whether my judgments are correct. I think that's fair.
Yep.
And I think you're going about it in a fair way. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, hell no, fuck that shit. No way. But at the same time, you do need to get a chance to know him and find out what are the things that, that it is that she's interested in. And, I mean, and Sophie's right, this this, and everybody knows it very well could be a phase or whatever. You just gotta live through it. And the fact that she's technically grown now too. But I don't like it. But, I don't like
just
it.
say meet
But
the dude, man. Yeah, I say meet him.
Yeah, nobody's
is.
saying you're wrong in judging. And anyone that says that they would look at a picture, regardless of what the person looks like, and not judge, you're a fucking liar.
Right.
You're going to judge.
yeah, and I'm kind of going by what I think your daughter said that she didn't want you to judge him based on that, right? So she's putting that out there. We're like, well, what do you expect?
Right.
That's what I told her. Like,
She expected you to go on the podcast and talk about it?
I don't know what she expects. I don't know. I don't know if she expected me to, but I don't think she would be surprised that I did because she's been in. I've done this podcast from the house, and I've brought her up while she was in the next room, so she knows that like there's a possibility that I might talk to you guys about it. She know y'all my close friends, so why wouldn't I talk to y'all about it? The same way she knows I would talk to her about it with Naomi. She understands that before she does it.
I guess I'm just being soft because I kind of feel bad for this dude. I kind of feel bad for this guy now. I'm just thinking if I was like an 18-year-old guy and I grew up in a certain environment.
But you also got to think about it from Rod's perspective too. Like he doesn't have any allegiance to this dude at all.
But that's not my point.
But you're right. Like regardless of what he presents himself or how he carries himself, everybody can, would be easy to say, yeah, but that nigga don't know me,
Right.
So yeah, I feel what you're saying. Yeah.
That's why I said what I said. That I know people
I know.
judge me.
I know.
Right. But what I was trying to get out was like if he's serious about your daughter, we don't know.
We don't know.
If I was serious, or even if I wasn't serious about your daughter, and I just popped up one day like, oh, there's a podcast. Oh, okay, well. oh man, they're talking about me like crazy. They don't even know me. This is a public podcast that's reaching hella people. I would just feel some type of way about that. That's all I'm saying. So now I don't know. I just kind of feel bad for the dude a little bit.
Even if I don't give his name or nothing like that, or
he knows who you're talking about.
He would know. The public don't know.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, so I would get him being, potentially being offended by that. And,
that's all I'm saying.
And that's fine. But shit,
yeah, it's not
what
like I'm putting a dude out there like, yo, go look at this on the such and such. I'm not doing it. Like that'd be hella fucked up if I did that. And that's not what I'm trying to do here. This is just me talking to y'all on this. This is how we are on this podcast. We talk real shit, and I'm bringing real shit to the table. This isn't the first time I brought real shit to the table. Like I mean, it just is. It just happened last night. So I was like, I knew we were gonna be talking about something totally different today. I said, let me go and get this out the way, because it was heavy on my heart, and that's what it is.
Yeah, well. He'll just have to deal with it, because I don't think the conversation, and if he's serious, then he'll be okay with that. You and him, at some point, whenever you meet him, we'll have, that man-to-man talk about it too, and that's that. I don't think you'll say anything different here than you would.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not.
But so I don't know.
Yeah. What last thing? What?
It's not about saying anything different here or to his face.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about somebody that you haven't met on a public podcast. If I was dating someone, even now as a year old, if I'm dating someone and I just go to a party and find out that they've been talking about me publicly with all of these people, and these people have made preconceived judgments prior to meeting me, I'm going to feel some type of way about that. And that's not even on a podcast. Mm-hmm. So now if I walked into this situation and I find out my girl's dad is a celebrity and he's on a podcast, I would be like, damn, let me see what he said. And Rod hasn't said anything bad, but it's kind of like the air here, it's not a positive one.
Mm-hmm.
And we made jokes at first, but then I started thinking about it. I'm just like, those jokes might sit differently to someone that's grown up in an inner city area and has to wear this for protection. And then he hears judgment calls, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, if that picture was on his public Instagram, I would get it. But it's not. It's not on his public. So it's not like he's putting that picture out being like, yo, this is who I am. Deal with it. Mm-hmm. That's not, it looks like somebody else took that picture and probably posted it and then tagged him.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. It is, it's a private matter that, the father of it, is talking about publicly with us, and it is what it is.
Just ask to meet the guy, man.
Yeah,
you'll feel better about it.
Just meet him.
Oh yeah, I
mean, I know you will.
Exchange Christmas gifts and all kind of shit.
Yeah, we in January, bro. Ask this motherfucker to come.
I asked for a recommendation. Sophie gave it to me. Everything, the air or whatever that came out of that is what it is. Mm-hmm. I was not coming over here to necessarily just judge the guy, put him out there, like for people to attack him. That wasn't my intention. It was just like a real topic that I had. When you said recommendation, I'm like, oh, actually, this is a recommendation. I need one right now. And I got it. And I do with it as I will, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't come over here saying like, man, nah, fuck that. She can't do it with this dude.
Right.
This dude carrying around a weapon, he doing fuck that. This ain't, nah. I'm literally asking for advice. Like, okay, how do I handle this? Because I'm a little torn.
Mine was, oh, hell no. It ain't my kid. I would just be.
Yeah.
But if I was in your situation, I would handle it the same way. I know I'm joking, but I would handle it the same way. I would still, have a visceral reaction to what I'm seeing,
of course, and
cast judgment. Mm-hmm. But I will also be open to, finding out whether or not my judgments are valid or not.
Mm-hmm. See, that's not me. That's not how I approach things. I give people the benefit of the doubt.
Right. Well, yeah. I guess, I'm kind of saying the same thing.
Yeah, I get you.
I understand. He may not be who we say it is, but we'll see.
Right. I understand my approach isn't like everyone else's. Like I tend to give people benefit of the doubt.
Because we've been, you've grown up around that. You've been around that.
So that's just how I am. It's not even just a situation like this. It's just, I let people you know, sink their own ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't sink it for them.
Yep.
Yeah. I tend to do the same thing. I just go about it in my own way.
Right.
Mike looking at you like,
You
yeah,
a
right,
goddamn lie.
I do.
You don't give people the benefit of the doubt. Not always. Very rarely.
I tend to say, prove to me you're not the person that I think you are. Isn't that kind of the same thing?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
How is it not?
Prove to me that you're not the person I think you are. That's not giving the benefit of the doubt.
I know, right?
How is it not?
The benefit of the doubt would be like, you have to prove to me that you're not this good person. But you're saying, prove to me that you're not the person I think you are, meaning you think they're a shitty person,
Right.
and you have to prove to me differently.
If they're acting shitty,
that's not the benefit of the doubt.
I
The benefit of the doubt would be like, okay, you're acting like this. What's the reason? Let me think.
Right.
about it.
I'm giving them a chance.
Yes. This is the one time I agree with you.
What'd you say, Sophie?
One time I agree. You're giving him a chance to prove himself that there's a reason for you to hold a gun. Are you a police officer? Like, is that, I mean, what's up? What's up? Like, excuse me?
Yeah.
This is a long ass recommendation.
I'm open to change my mind.
Well, it's part of my topic too, so it's
Yeah.
my topic as
I'm
well.
fucking with you, man.
I thought he was away, but you know what? He all right. He actually all right.
I hope he is. I really do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I hope I really hope he is.
Yeah.
I'm wishing for the best.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's,
shit.
Yeah.
I really hope he is.
Oh.
Damn, maybe you're right. Because I'm waiting for Rod to prove he's not who I think he is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit, Rod. Like, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like,
Well, I
okay,
appreciate y'all ear
cool.
and recommendations, Sophie. Thank
You're welcome.
All right, so who else has a topic?
I mean,
yeah. I know. It's like
you already know, bro. There's no, I mean,
Because I know why. We know why the people are here.
why
We
are
know
they
why
here?
they're here. We know why they're here.
Why, Ken? What happened?
yeah. What the hell?
It's been a good week.
The insurrection
It's
that
been-
took place at the White House.
What?
White America's showing its ass.
They
What?
did?
What happened?
Both cheeks?
Oh shit. They actually did. They showed cheeks, goddamn everything.
Oh, damn, they showed the whole hole?
Everything.
Damn, bro.
Caught Ken off guard.
The anus.
The anus.
Right. I fucking caught Ken off guard, bro.
Oh man.
White
Yeah,
America
man.
showed the anus.
The
Yeah,
anus.
Trump
Damn.
incited a riot at the Capitol. The motherfuckers stormed the building. They breached the White House.
Did they storm or they got let in?
They stormed.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't-
entered.
They
They were welcome.
stormed.
They
They overwhelmed the police.
Look like they got let in.
No,
They
they
were
didn't get
they
let
were let
in.
in.
Are you being
Are you
serious?
I'm
serious?
dead.
No,
I'm
they,
dead ass
they,
serious.
No.
they
Thank you.
factually got let in.
Yes.
Y'all talking about that video where the guy?
Oh, it's-
the
I'm
Bears
talking
team-
about the 4 videos
Yes.
that show the cops
Cops. Yeah, thank you, Mike.
giving up half a fight for a minute and then be like, yeah, I'm not really. I
What
don't
would
really
you
care.
do? They were outnumbered.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
They literally opened the gates and let them come through.
So
Wait a
one of the
minute.
videos I saw, they talked to the guy that recorded the video. They actually
Mm-hmm.
interviewed him. He said that the cops were overwhelmed and they just gave up. They were trying to actually hold back the crowd. He said what people are saying about the video is not true.
Mm-hmm.
They're only seeing a clip. And he gave the full description of what he's seen in that one video. I'm not talking about the other ones about it. Because I was like, there's no way they did this. So I started looking up.
Think about what you're saying though. This is the Capitol we're talking about. Like you can't just be like, oh, I'll give up. No, you really supposed to
there's
put your
a-
life on the line for
not the cops though. I can see Secret Service.
the
Secret
cops.
Service.
No,
Yes.
no, that's what you signed
What?
up for. Cops are supposed. Yes, cops are not
at the
supposed
White
to-
House. Washington
Capitol?
police.
If any place in the entire U.S. it should be the fucking there that they should be like, okay,
Oh,
nah,
no.
y'all not
Yes.
getting through this motherfucker.
You're not, yes.
They have done more to protect a fucking Chick-fil-A.
Oh.
They've killed
That's hard to
people
get.
to protect fast food
Bro, it
restaurants.
was like the cops were vastly outnumbered.
They were. I agree with you.
So
But you cannot sit here and give them a pass and say that they did not open the gates and say, y'all, come on.
Right.
There's multiple videos
I would
of
have
them
to see
doing
the other
this.
videos, but the one I saw, and the guy that recorded it, that's what he said. But
Did you see the one where the woman got shot in the neck?
Yes.
Even in that one, the cops, you could tell they were just like, I'm not really feeling this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about this. I'm just gonna walk off. And then
Oh,
10
no.
seconds said, oh man, bro.
Yeah, Ken. See, Ken was saying some of this type of stuff when he was at my house. Like he was at the house, and I remember he was like, "Wait, what did you say?" It was a couple things you said. I was like, "I don't know, man."
Oh,
He was
Blue
like,
Lives Matter ass. That's why
huh?
you wearing that blue shirt.
He
Blue
was
Lives
being an
Matter.
apologist for real. I was like, "Damn."
I wouldn't say I was being an apologist.
You
A little
kind of
bit,
were.
a little bit.
Nah, I was
Kinda
just-
were.
Like he was like, I was like, they're not gonna use excessive force when they get there on the National Guard. He's like, nah, they gonna get them motherfuckers out there with excessive force. I'm like, I don't think so, Ken. And they did not get them out with excessive force.
They
Right.
walked
They
them down
walked
the
them
stairs.
out.
They start.
It was cops
About to
taking
do it.
selfies.
See,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
you about to do it. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
I mean, they did flashbang grenade and tear gas some
cops did that.
motherfuckers.
Before
They
National Guard even got there, they threw.
Oh well, then, yeah. Well,
What's the
by that
flash-
time the crowd was dissipating though.
No, by that time they
Yeah,
were still inside.
They were still inside.
What are you talking
dude.
about?
They were
Yeah,
deep
don't do
inside.
this.
They were deep inside that shit, dude.
Kenneth.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Bro,
man. Yeah.
The cops, I'm with you. They were
Yeah.
vastly outnumbered. They were, and there wasn't much that they could do.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to stop and physically open the gate. They could have at least fell down and said, oh shit,
Right.
and let them push their way through. And then at least they could say, well, we tried.
Mm-hmm.
The cops moved the gate so they could walk in.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If I was out there, I'd move that goddamn gate too.
Then you shouldn't be a cop. Well, you should be a cop anyway.
Yeah,
right,
But you shouldn't
Y'all
be a
not about
cop
to,
anyway.
y'all about to kill me over Trump. But that's me saying that as a
You saw
as
the
a-
brother?
as a black guy.
The
Come
one
on,
dude-
run
the
up the
one dude
stairs.
standing there. My man.
Yeah.
The one
said,
running up the stairs,
all
right?
he had was a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, bro, man, fuck
I'm
this
not
shit.
dying for this
Hey,
shit
bro,
today.
fuck this. I don't even like these white folks.
He should-
Y'all do what you
Yeah.
gonna do.
he was moonwalking all the way up the stairs. Get.
And
They
they
just
just
wanted to make sure they were going to hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, look. All right, fuck it. Just look, do what you gonna do. Just don't hurt me.
My
Yeah.
thing is like, what type of security is that at the Capitol? Like,
I
what the
know.
fuck?
They did not take
I
it serious.
know.
They didn't take any of this stuff serious, which is why they had very
because
minimal
wasn't this
security on
like
that
threatening
security.
stuff going on before this? Like, it wasn't this?
There
kinda
were
like
intelligence
pla-
briefings. It's
Yeah.
not like they were aware.
Yeah.
I don't know if Trump intervened on the security at the Trump or not. What do you
He did.
look for now?
What?
They were threatening.
Hard not to come.
Yeah,
I'm aware of that. That's I
But you said
acknowledge that.
intelligence briefings, and then they didn't need intelligence briefings.
You just go on
These
social media.
motherfuckers. Okay, here's the thing. First off, y'all still think I'm paranoid?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
we
the problem.
can get to that.
That's the problem. They were threatening to do this for weeks. This was not, and I hate to slightly agree with Giuliani, this was not all because of Trump's rally. They were planning this prior to the rally. They built nooses. They had makeshift bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They had zip ties. That was clearly pre-planned.
Mm-hmm.
They were going to do this all along.
Right, I agree.
So why? And if they were threatening to do
Mhm.
this, why would you not have more police there?
I will tell you what I
Because
think
they're
the
white.
reasons are.
Because
Yeah, because they're white. Yeah.
Partly, but I also think that that it's still Trump's administration. So if he's receiving these security briefings, these intelligence briefings, he may not want this National Guard or the police to attack his supporters like that in fear of losing them.
Oh
So-
wow, bro, no.
Why you sound like Gail
Why-
King?
why- why-
Why you
Because
sound like
it's
Gayle
not
King?
even about. It's not even about enforcing the police to attack his constituency or whatever. It's about not even having adequate security, even for a peaceful protest.
Right.
There wasn't adequate security.
Yeah.
So, right. So, what do you mean that Trump? It doesn't even matter what Trump said at that point. I'm not even saying they had to call the National Guard in yet. Call for backup.
Mhm.
Call for more police officers.
But who But you obviously heard the reports that Trump didn't want to do that. It took Pence to do it.
Trump didn't want to call the National Guard in.
Right. So if Trump had
Right.
that much control over that, you don't think he would have influence on the amount of security that was going to be there?
The National Guard was called in.
Yeah,
Trump didn't do it. Somebody else did it. Right.
Right.
That's my point.
Okay.
So even prior to this happening, I think we're ignoring the overarching reason of why this happened to begin with. This happened because these were white nationalists that showed up to enact white supremacy. Those cops were not initially afraid because they were white people. And they're thinking, what are these white? They're not going to hurt us. These are white people. And they're pro-cop. We're not worried about this. Anytime a BLM protest is happening there, every cop from surrounding states is there.
Yep.
This time, it didn't happen. And I don't think it's because Trump said, hey, guys, don't call the cops. I think it's because the security officers there were just like, we're not worried that nothing's going to happen.
This is not going to happen.
I think it could be a mixture of both.
It could.
I could easily, because if you think, because we're okay, so BLM, they're not constituents of Trump.
Right.
So I could eat, and Trump's base are what you just said, this crowd that showed up. So Trump would easily, as a racist president, say, oh, no, bring everybody. With his own supporters, he's not going to do that.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that the head of security would not still have extra cops there.
Unless he got orders from above.
I don't think Trump, I have to look this up, but I don't even think Trump can say you can't bring other cops there. You can only have 25 police officers and that's it.
So we're talking about the city police.
City police and Capitol Police.
So then now we're talking about the chief of police and what they were asked to do.
Here's what we're also ignoring. This shit didn't happen until 2:00. This was hours of them out there screaming, hollering, and threatening.
Right.
So you're telling me that Trump told these police officers, you're not allowed to call for backup. And then everybody within the Capitol was just like, well, Trump said we can't call backup, so we're just not going to do it. That's what you're implying.
No. What? Go ahead, Sophie.
That's what I heard had happened. That's what they said on the news. They said that I didn't even know that this was a thing, but I heard them say something because again, I was literally watching all this shit between Twitter and CNN as it all unfolded. I think around I think I started watching around 2:15. They said that they, I guess, have to make some type of call or get some type of approval to actually send the National Guard out there. And they said that request was denied.
Right. I'm talking about cops, Capitol cops, local police, not National Guard.
Okay.
Right. So what I'm saying is even before anyone got there, they should have had adequate security, not National Guard, adequate security. They did not have adequate security even for a peaceful protest.
Right,
so
right.
I don't believe that Trump, and I could be totally wrong. I don't think I am though, but I don't think Trump called the head of security and said, you cannot have extra cops there. The National Guard story is true. They did ask for permission to send the National Guard and Trump said no. And they had to have somebody else approve it. But I think that this happened because they simply were not concerned.
Yeah, and just to be a little bit more clear, I'm not saying that Trump called them, but Trump's people who has an understanding of how he thinks and the reactions that he may have to the show of force on his people, they may be a little bit more reluctant to call in the police, in additional police.
Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. I knew you weren't saying Trump specifically, but what I'm saying
just for
is,
anybody that's listening.
Sure.
Yeah.
But even a show of force, I'm saying having extra cops there is not a show of force. Having adequate security is not a show of force. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Anything could have happened. Let's say, even if we're going by Trump's ridiculous narrative, let's say Antifa decided that this is the place that we're going to bomb. Because that would make the most sense if Antifa was as violent as Trump thinks they are and claims they are. Why not wait for the Trump people to show up here and attack? Why would you not have any police there? The cops were vastly outnumbered. Take National Guard off the table for 10 minutes. Talk about Capitol Police and local city police. I have a very hard time believing that Trump's people said, you guys cannot have extra police officers.
So
here.
now we're looking at the mayor of the city.
What has he said?
I think it's a she.
She.
And
She's a black woman,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has she said?
I haven't heard
'Cause I haven't
anything
seen
from her
anything either.
yet,
Mm.
or the chief of police.
Yeah, I don't
yet.
think I've heard anything. I haven't seen any press.
Because wouldn't that
or-
be her call, or wouldn't she be in communication with the Capitol?
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So-
You're saying that Trump's people are calling and saying, don't do this, don't have extra cops here. I'm saying the police department
Mhm.
saw that it was a MAGA rally and was like, these are white people. They're not going to act the way the animalistic niggers do. So we don't need extra cops. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was Trump's people calling them and saying, don't bring any other cops.
Yeah. Well, the investigations will, because they're going to do an investigation. We'll know more, because that's the question everybody's asking.
Mhm.
Where were the police? Why were there not additional security?
Yeah.
And, you know, if the mayor's involved, we got to look at her and be like, yo, like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was going on?
Even the old chief was saying that. He was just like,
I heard,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was just like, yo, why wasn't, like Mike is saying, why wasn't there enough officers in there? He's been ahead of that before. And that's
Mhm.
never been the case.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
There are too many questions that are really being brushed under the rug. And I think that people are giving very easy answers. And I think the answer that we need to be looking at is, why are Black protesters treated differently than white
Way
rioters?
different. Yes.
That is the discussion.
That is.
And simply saying, well, no, I just think that, Trump is doing this and the chief of police is doing this. Nah, man, I really think that it's just a situation where they were just like, this is white people. White people don't do this.
Mhm.
Because how many examples do we have of them doing this?
Exactly.
But
And
then again, how many
yeah,
examples do they have of us doing this?
they have a lot. I think
Really?
I mean, riots, in terms of riots and stuff that happens.
From protests?
Yes.
A lot?
I think we had quite a few last year, if I remember, where protests turned into riots, you know, and they used that against us. We, like you said, we don't have a lot of this. And, you know, we understand that the crowd gets bad and there's some bad apples, which, you know, they could say
Sure.
about this crowd too as well. But there were a lot of protests.
Mm-hmm.
They turned into violent protests with riots and destroying the buildings. And we, you know, unfortunately, they could take that small thing and use it as mounting evidence for us. We don't have that with white people until now.
So wouldn't that really lend to the chief of police and the Capitol Police being like, this isn't something to worry about?
Yeah.
I totally agree. They probably did not think that this was going to turn into as violent as it eventually did.
You know
They
why?
underestimated this crowd.
You know
I
why?
Kinda
Because they're not.
disagree.
Go ahead, Sophie. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I kind of disagree. And I don't know if I'm really actually disagreeing. But to what you're saying is that you feel like the police thought that the white people weren't going to be a non-threat regardless of regardless of their cause. And so they didn't hire extra people because they didn't think they needed it, because they didn't think it was going to turn violent, because there was no example of white people being violent with protests in the past. Is that what you're saying?
You talking to me or Ken?
I'm talking to you.
No. What I'm saying is, I think that the entire department saw that this was a MAGA rally, MAGA rallies being a whole bunch of white people, and they're just like, white people aren't going to do this, so we're not concerned. But if they see Black bodies showing up, they automatically assume that we are going to act violently and they need to show force.
Gotcha.
This is simply white supremacists against people enacting white supremacy.
Gotcha.
But when you have Black bodies showing up, they're just like, oh, we have to defend this from you because you're not a part of this. But they see the other people and they're just like, these are us. These
Gotcha.
are Blue Lives Matter people. They're not going to hurt cops.
Gotcha.
And what happened? They beat a cop in the head with a fucking fire extinguisher and he died.
And the thing about that is that the MAGA people turned on cops, the night or earlier that week. They were fighting them. So I don't know why they didn't think that these people show no allegiances to anybody except themselves, that blindly followed Trump and everything he said.
I just wanted to clarify. So yeah, it's actually not a disagreement at all. I just wanted to clarify that something that I thought was very interesting language that was used this week. You know, a lot of people, it's very easy, and I do it too, like where it's like, oh, the whites are gonna white, or oh, here these whites go again, or whatever it is. But just to be very clear, I know this, so I don't always explicitly say it, but it's not necessarily just, it's not white people, it's really like the white supremacy aspect is very important, because again, white people go hard as fuck in Portland, right? For leftist issues or Black Lives Matter or whatever. And they get pepper sprayed and tasered and all that, you know, beat the fuck down. Like all of those riots that happened for George Floyd and stuff like that, where people were just peacefully protesting, trying to go out in mass numbers and wearing our masks, COVID's happening. You know, white people who are supporting a cause to dismantle white supremacy are also a threat to whiteness. So those people are going to get targeted, whether they're white or not. And in this situation where they have someone who is uplifting white supremacy or trying to uphold white supremacy, something that makes white people feel safe, like they have an upper hand, like they have something to live for, and generational wealth and all that other shit. Even if you are poor, you know, like it doesn't really matter. That's kind of why they don't feel like it's a threat. Because again, what Mike was saying, hey, these people are on our side, you know, like they're on our side. That's why they get escorted down the steps gently when it's time to go home, and why they can, you know, be in these lobbies just having a cup of tea together and just, oh, haha, wasn't, you know, earlier so funny? And one of the guys who was sitting at Nancy Pelosi's desk and wrote on her piece of mail and like stole it, is only doing like up to 1 year in prison. It's just like, I just wanted to make that clear. It's not necessarily white people as much as it is whiteness and where white people stand on, you know, in the side of history. You know, are you on equality for all and, you know, all that stuff? If you are, boom, you're a threat, roasted. You know what I'm saying? And if not, then, oh, you're upholding whiteness, we'll protect you because we want to protect that. That's something that's in our best interests.
Yeah, I'm glad Mike brought that point here, because that is what we need to focus on, other than all the other shit. Like, yeah, it is about the whiteness.
Yeah.
And
you know
the white
what I'm saying?
supremacy of it.
Yeah,
Right.
It really is, man. It just really is. Because I remember seeing like some stuff where somebody said, I think you might have posted it, like how white people aren't scared of police because police aren't here to police them. Or whatever, and like I remember seeing one of the rioters saying like, "You're a traitor," like they was telling like, "Why are you using that language?" Like, has anybody just stopped to think, why is he saying you are a traitor? It's because he doesn't expect him to police him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, this dude, like a black person would never say that.
Yeah,
a black person would never walk up to a cop and be like, "You're a traitor."
No, because
Why?
we understand what their job is.
Exactly.
These white people, these white rioters, they show up and they have a different idea of what protecting white supremacy looks like.
Yeah,
it's so crazy.
These like the white people that showed up to riot weren't wearing masks. And I'm not talking about COVID masks, because they're claiming Antifa are the ones who started all this. No, Antifa is smarter than you guys because they wear masks. They were masked. They don't get caught, do they? You know, these guys were maskless. They stormed into the Capitol, did all kinds of damage, posed for pictures.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not talking about the cop selfies.
Right.
Yeah.
These people posed for pictures. Why? They didn't think anything would happen to them because they didn't think they were doing anything wrong.
Yep.
This is how white supremacy works.
In their mind, they like,
this is our
ours.
This is our shit.
This is our
shit.
country. This is our shit.
This is our capital
come in here
building.
and do it. Like, we're ready to fucking like the whole militia mentality or whatever. Like, we're just ready. We're ready to like reclaim our shit.
Yeah.
Well, in their minds, also Trump was on their side, you know, and they felt like they couldn't be touched because of that. We're supporting him. He's the president. He's going to look out for us, you know, and that's why, you know, they went around, you know, some took it serious, some did not. Some were joking and taking pictures and stuff. One guy, I heard audio said, "Oh, we should call Trump." And then, you know, the guy that said, "Nah, Trump will be pissed." And then the response to that, "Why? We're fighting for him."
You're talking about guys, you're talking about cops or just regular people?
No, these are regular people.
How they gonna call Trump?
I know,
because
right?
they were in the office and they were like laughing and cackling and joking. I don't know if they were in Pelosi's office or whatnot.
That's funny.
But yeah, that's how that's how some of them took it. Like this was just this big fun old game for them. I think the other thing, like looking at the 13 or so people that have been arrested so far, looking at where they're from, I think is very interesting too.
Because
The
one is
states
from like
that they're
Arkansas,
from.
yeah, Arkansas and
Arkansas, Tennessee,
Yeah.
Georgia.
Georgia,
yeah.
Alabama, Mississippi.
Elizabeth tried to start a revolution. She got pepper spray.
said,
in
"It's a
Tennessee.
revolution."
It's a revolution. I got pepper spray. Yeah, like.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
that shit was so hilarious. Where you from? I'm Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
I mean, while all that's funny, people really should think about
yes.
this.
Yeah.
These people are willing to go on national television, give their first and last name,
where they're
and
from.
where they're from, and then
That's
admit
nuts.
to what
That
we
is
see as a
nuts.
crime.
Yes.
That's what people are not understanding.
That shit is fucking
These
insane.
people are so emboldened by this white supremacist president.
Mhm.
They actually thought that they couldn't get in trouble for doing this because
Yeah.
they are used to getting their way.
They were literally saying, "Oh, we thought we could just come in." Like,
Yeah.
they literally
They
thought
literally
that they
thought
could
that.
just go in and do that shit.
The freaking Capitol,
Because they
dude.
could.
I
You know what I'm
understand.
saying?
Yeah, I
Because
I
they
understand.
fucking
that.
could.
Yeah.
They walked in, they broke windows,
Yep.
they tore down
They shat
podiums,
I heard that they shat and pissed in there.
they shit all over the walls.
I don't understand how that's not a death sentence already. Like off of like the disrespectfulness, just period, right? Even if because I don't know, it was a wild ass day. I still kind of can't believe it happened. I mean, now it's settling in, I guess. It was wild watching it in real time. But when people were saying like there's places in this Capitol that the average person doesn't know how to access. So the fact that they are just, oh, we're in Pelosi's office. Oh, we're in this person's office. Oh, we're in that person's office. Hey, follow me over here. I don't know how really to get over here, but here I am. Like people in Congress, reps and representatives are tweeting where people are, like their whereabouts and stuff. Like, oh, they're removed from the chambers. Would be a shame if everyone came over to the left wing. Like, it's just like, what the fuck? They had fucking, as Mike said, like they had like the hanging wooden chamber
gallows
and all that. They wanted to go in there and literally like go be out for blood, like legitimately.
They were making claims that they were going to execute Mike Pence because of
Now,
what?
what's the reasoning for that? I don't get it. Because they were having beef, him and Trump?
No, because, well, kind of. It's because Trump is so delusional. He was giving off the impression that Mike Pence could go into the office and overturn the election.
Oh.
So his followers are so fucking stupid,
Yep.
not ignorant, stupid, that they actually believe that that was true. So they were giving off these threats that they were going to execute Mike Pence. This shit, I'm sorry, I know this sounds bad. I enjoyed every second of this.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, you were.
I was up until like 2 a.m.
It was hilarious.
watching every single station I could find.
Unfolding.
I'm like,
Did
these
you watch
motherfuckers
Fox
lose their mind.
to see how they framed it?
Say again?
Did you watch Fox to see how they framed it?
How I even knew it was happening, Sophie, is because I watch Judge Judy at 3 o'clock every day.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. every day, Judge Judy. And it's on Fox. So when I click to go watch Judge Judy, I see a whole bunch of angry white people. And I'm like, what are the white people mad about?
Right.
Yo, Jay, where's Judge Judy? I want to see angry ass white people. I want to see angry ass white Judge Judy yelling at somebody.
This was before our text show?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
after our text show? This is after our text show?
The whole thing started around 2.
I text y'all before, like when it first started.
Yeah, because I just saw the picture that I think the video that Sophie
Yeah, you saw that.
right. So I didn't. I looked at that and I didn't pay it no mind.
I'm gonna let you get back to your story,
Yeah.
but like what I was gonna say is that I was watching the hearing. I was watching, seeing what was gonna go on in the Senate or whatever, because I was curious. You know what I'm saying? And they cut from that shit so fast and show all these people like. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I text y'all and me. I was like, yo, do y'all see what's happening?
That's when I started watching it because I was just like, oh yeah, I saw the video that Sophie sent us.
Right, and I figured that
y'all
y'all
was
that's
like,
what y'all was
nah,
talking
bro.
about. I was
And then
like,
that's when I
nah.
turned the TV on. I was like, oh shit.
What time did I text that?
At 2:40.
2:40.
So what I was saying was, you know, Judge Judy comes on at 3. Before Judge Judy is TMZ.
Okay.
So usually I'm working, so I'll just throw on Fox because that's the channel Just Judy comes on, and I'll get to working. When I looked up at 2:45 or whatever, or 2:40, whatever it was already showing it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm watching this shit, and I'm like, oh wow, they're rioting. I'm like, oh, this is lovely,
Man.
I love this. And I watched the majority of the footage I watched was Fox, because Fox was giving real time, and they weren't having any people talking. You know, if you go to MSNBC or CNN, you got some fucking dickhead talking. I'm like, I don't want to see that. Just give me the raw shit.
Yeah.
And that's what Fox News was getting. So that's why I didn't leave Fox News. I watched the whole shit. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm not excited about people dying, of course. You know, I'm not gonna lie and say I necessarily give a fuck about this person getting shot in the neck.
Right. Talking about that lady.
Hey, bro, you play funny games, you get funny fucking answers, bro.
Yeah. Playing the
I
dirt,
saw the
playing the dirt, you're gonna get dirty.
Right. You should watch the video, by the way. I mean, I usually don't. I don't.
Video.
There's a video of her getting shot.
Man, I watched the thing. You know how many times I watched it?
Oh, I thought you said.
They got remixes.
No, I
on
watched that.
But that's the one where the cops walked away.
I downloaded the video.
Well, because you thought I might get taken down.
I downloaded the video. I downloaded the video.
Look.
Look, I have seen so many black people get shot and killed. There's no way I wasn't gonna watch this white woman get popped.
See, it wasn't even like that for me. So I'm not saying you're stupid, Ken. I'm not saying to watch the video.
I feel you though. They remix that shit and put it in a TikTok and all that shit. I was like,
I get
wow.
it. I'm not saying to watch it just to get excited over a white person
I
dying.
haven't seen it. So is this the same one where somebody was climbing up to the window and they shot it?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's
same
what
one?
I was getting. So
Yeah.
the reason I think you guys should watch this is because you will see the boldness of the white rioters. You can cut it off before she gets shot. You only have to watch her die, whatever.
Right.
I'm saying you have to watch what is going on. The people, it's like a movie. The people on the other side of the wall, they have barricaded the doors with chairs and shit. The rioters come up and there's like 3 cops guarding the door. 3. And the cops are just standing there and they're yelling at the cops, fuck you guys, da da da. And at some point, the cops are just like, you know what? Fuck this. And they just walk away. They just slowly move to the side and let these rioters do what they're gonna do. They busted the window out, and the woman who got shot, she was climbing into the window, and you see one arm coming out from the side, looks like a black hand, coming from the side, pops her in the neck. Now, I'm not saying I'm excited about watching that, but I'm saying I think people should understand how this played out. This wasn't like when, I forget the guy's name, but the guy that got shot in the head with a rubber bullet across the street from the riot police. This isn't like that. That guy wasn't an aggressor. He was holding a sign.
That's it.
This woman was an aggressor. They knew that there were bombs already found. They had nooses built outside. What the fuck you want this dude to do?
Right.
What you want him to do? I don't know what you're about to do to me.
Exactly.
This is self-defense.
And then it's that, and then it was a guy with rifles behind her.
Well, I think those were cops.
No.
Those were cops.
Those were cops.
The guys with the big guns, those were cops. Because the second in that, but
I don't
Cops
understand.
came up.
That's
after she
another-
got
They
shot.
came from behind them. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
that's what I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Why were there cops with guns, with rifles behind them, standing around doing nothing?
Not even saying
Smart.
y'all better back up. Like usually you will see
Thank
that.
you.
You will see some type of aggression. Like, hey, y'all back up. This is such and such and such. Like
Nothing.
Yeah,
They
nothing.
stood
Has that-
behind
they,
them,
they would just stand there like this with their guns
watching
up.
it happen.
Yeah.
Rod.
No, I'm saying, has that been confirmed that they were actual cops? Because there
they
were
were
guys in
cops.
combat.
We're talking about the video, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the
Those were
video.
Yeah, the white
bro.
woman getting shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, once she got shot, the cops came back.
Yes.
They came back to administer aid to her.
Those were cops that ran up with the huge rifles and said, call a medic. Those were cops.
With the book bags on their back too.
I didn't see nobody. With
It was
no-
Yeah,
probably
he
a
had a
mixture
book
of both,
bag
but I
on.
did see like 3 or 4 cops come up afterwards.
Yeah, one of them had a
But-
book bag on their back, and I
Man,
don't think
that-
he was a cop. I think he was just dressed in combat,
Yeah, the one kneeling down attending to her, I think he was like one of the
and he had a big ass
one of the
rifle.
protesters. Yeah, yeah. But either way, look, man, I don't know what they thought was gonna happen. I mean, I get what you're saying, Mike, because there is that delusion, but Secret Service, like, they told you, get your ass down. And she just with her privilege or thinking, tried to climb and she got her ass popped. And you know, so like, make no mistake, like don't get this twisted. There's only so far you can go, and like they made a decision at some point when they got overwhelmed to just retreat to the Capitol and try to protect all the congressmen and stuff like that. So you were only gonna get so motherfucking far before they start unloading on your ass.
But my thing is that they were saying that when I text y'all, and that was at 2:40.
They were saying what?
They were always saying like duck and hide. They were telling that they were trying to remove the senators out of there. And that was before it got crazy.
Yeah, they were moving the senators. So I've listened to a lot of podcasts from a lot of different organizations about it. So I got way more knowledge about this stuff than I should. But yeah, they at that point, that's when they started, when they realized the Capitol were breached, they started to move them to the well. And then when they started to get to when we were watching, when they were when you saw the Secret Service had the gun on them and they were throwing, at that point, that's when they moved them from the well to another secure location with Pence and stuff like that. So they kept retreating further and further into the Capitol, the closer and closer they got.
Okay, Rod, these, go back a second, but yeah, these are cops. God damn it.
They didn't look like cops at first, but once I was gonna say, Mike, it's pretty important that you do watch her not necessarily die, but the things that happen after that, because they zoom out, you can see the two guys with assault rifles are police guys.
I didn't see this one.
But you can also hear someone say, "There's an active shooter. There's an active shooter."
Yep.
That blew me, nigga. That's a cop. Like,
but
what are you?
I don't think they knew. The reason they didn't know, Sophie, is because they were so far behind the fucking rioters. That's what's so amazing. These riot gear cops.
So the people who said there's an active shooting was the cops?
We don't know, but if it was the cops. No, I don't think it was the guy filming that said that. Active shooter is typically a law enforcement phrase. So I think that was the cop that was yelling, "There's an active shooter."
Gotcha.
Because one of the reports right after she died said it was from friendly fire. You saw that too?
That was the first one that came out.
The first report said that she died from friendly fire, which she did not. That brother behind that fucking door, like, nah, you're not finna rush in here with me. I'm by myself.
Mike, friendly fire meaning, what does that mean? Just somebody.
Friendly fire means I didn't actually intend to shoot you. I didn't actually intend to.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Which, and early on, there was a lot of, nobody really knew, so there was a lot of misinformation. But we knew eventually the truth was going to get out. That's the one. Remember, I was at your house, Rod, and we heard that somebody got shot, and I found out that it was the protester. I think that's the woman. Yeah, that's the one that
she got popped in the neck. And then there was you saw the guy that helped her that was outside giving an interview.
I didn't see that.
Oh man, y'all missed all the good shit. This motherfucker was outside, gave his first and last name, and the interviewer was like, "So what happened?" "Well, we rushed the Capitol, and we were inside, and we were trying to bust through the door, and she got shot in the neck." And the lady's like, "So where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from blah 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 blah." They really think that this is normal activity,
and they wasn't gonna get touched at all,
and nothing was gonna happen to them. This is amazing. So again, I'm not cheering on the person getting shot, of course, but this fucking needed to happen.
Well,
this really did.
Like, and I'll be transparent. Like when the text thread was going, I was like, I need to see dead bodies, and I said that because we've seen situations where we've already discussed where there are black riots and people get shot and stuff like that. And you're breaching the Capitol. You cannot breach the Capitol without recourse. Something needs to happen. There needs to be a show of force. Now I understand.
And there's levels to that shit too. It's not just like, oh, you breached this one point. It's like I would think it would get worse the deeper that you get inside. Like if it's like on the jump, I've literally seen people who were tweeting saying like, I live in DC, and on your average day, if you're on the lawn, it's fucking new, my nigga. The lawn. They bypassed the lawn. They were sitting. There were people hanging, like literally. I don't. What the fuck is that shit called? Like the big ass room where all the delegates sit and shit like that. At the very bottom,
the Senate
where
floor.
That podium is. Yeah, the Senate floor, where they were sitting at the very bottom of the podium. Like, oh God, like we've made it. Like it was just a photo op for them. It was like a fucking wild ass field trip. It was legit like what's that fucking movie? Party X or whatever the fuck. Like they just threw a big ass fucking.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot. There was some big ass movie where they threw a big ass party, but basically,
Yeah, Party X. That's what it was called.
Project X.
That's what it was called.
Sorry, I forgot.
I don't know.
It was crazy. I know what you're talking about.
Senate version. Like people are hanging. Like they literally that photo of like the police. Like I think there were like 4 or 5 different officers, and I think 2 had active guns. And it was like a standoff where there was like one piece of glass. It was not broken, but they were like that. And then the people on the other side were holding guns up to them as well. I think to me that day, I don't even know if we've touched on like the feelings that we each had that day. I know that Mike said he was living for it until 2 a.m. I was as well, but I was also I don't want to downplay the fact that I'm not necessarily, I was shocked, but not surprised. Like, like when I say shocked, I don't mean like, I can't believe this, but it's just like the extent that all of this stuff had to happen. And then also seeing the way that now companies are deplatforming Trump and, oh my God, he's so dangerous now. This is so crazy. I can't believe it. You know, not the kids in cages, not the Black people dying, not all, you know, not very fine people, not this, not that, not 4 years of you go down the list, you name it, every fucking 3 hours, it's some fucking crazy ass shit. But now everyone wants to distance and come together in fellowship. And oh my gosh, I can't even really wrap my head around all of the feelings that I feel between the irony and just the fact that the officer who even shot that girl in the throat who died is now on like paid leave or administrative leave. And I can't even describe the feelings of every single moment. Everything happened so fast, and there were just reports after reports after reports after reports happening. I don't know.
So I had a few different feelings. Like I had the one that Mike had, like, oh my God, it was more so I'm glad this ain't us. So I had that feeling. I had the feeling like, oh shit, this is crazy. I think I kept saying that when Ken was there, like, yo, this is fucking crazy. Like, what the hell? And then I also started feeling like, damn, that's fucked up. If it was us, we would be dead by now. Like, so I had like several different feelings at different moments, like of realization or whatever. Like that was the myriad of feelings that I had throughout this whole thing. Like, it's fucked up that the shit would have went down completely different if it was us. This is fucking crazy. What the hell? And yo, I'm so glad this ain't us. And this shit is just, I'm getting a slight kick out of this.
Yeah, I think we all had like a damn, if this was us, it would be about 30 bodies on the line already. But the second part of me, I'm just like, okay, white people acting crazy again. This shit is fucking hilarious. Like I was just watching this shit and all, it's just laughing. Like I can't believe these motherfuckers really stormed in the damn Capitol, like with just thinking every shit was sweet. So yeah, the shit was funny to me. I mean, that's how I was feeling. Those are the two things I was feeling. Yeah, of course, like, god damn, boy, if that was us, man, it would be a wrap. But then the second time, I'm just like, yo, this shit is, yeah. I'm like, this shit is crazy and hilarious because these motherfuckers is losing their mind all because we voted. Like that shit. In the end of the day, like they all losing their damn mind and acting privileged and being mad just because we all voted. So
and I think I was telling Ken, like, yo, what's the plan? Like, what is the plan? Like, what
y'all would know the plan if y'all were paranoid like I am.
They didn't have one.
They did have one. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all,
what was the
motherfuckers.
plan?
Y'all always think that I be making
what was
shit
the
up.
plan?
They were going to execute Mike Pence. I told y'all that 30 minutes ago. See, and Ken goes, oh, no. They have been threatening this.
Right.
And y'all,
But Trump just turned on Mike Pence that day.
They
right?
were threatening this before that. They were going to. Okay, remember when they threatened to kidnap that
the Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Right. They were planning to go in there and do the same type of shit. If this was all from Trump's rally, so y'all really think that they left, went to the supply store, got fucking zip ties, came back, and then brought a whole bunch of wood and built gallows?
No, they were organizing, like they were even telling. Well, go ahead.
So clearly there was. Okay, go ahead, because you keep raising your hand. I don't want you to forget what you're gonna say.
Got you. Thank you. I get that may have been a plan. But after that, then what? Like, what's the end goal? Like, okay, so you kidnap or you execute Pence or whatever the fuck. What do you think that's gonna solve? Like, what do you think that's gonna do? Is my
The
question.
bigger picture, and that's kind of
Yeah.
not the day of.
Yeah,
plan,
not a
but
day of
overall
plan. Obviously,
objective.
they planned this shit and they knew what they were going to do.
Mhm.
But with that, what kind of plan was that? Like what did you ultimately think that was going to do? You thought somebody was just going to be cool with you kidnapping the fucking vice president? You thought it wasn't going to be treason? Like you thought, like what did you think?
No, they did not. I'm sorry, I don't know why I yelled.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I didn't mean to like aggressively.
No,
it was an enthusiastic. No,
No, it didn't come off like that though. It didn't
yeah.
come
Okay.
off.
Good.
Yeah.
No, what I meant to say was they didn't think it was going to be treason because they are the ones that are treasonous. It's not the protesters. They thought that they were enforcing American values by doing this. What their big plan was, we're going to kidnap Pelosi, we're going to execute Pence, whoever else is in there, we're going to hold them hostage until they investigate these votes and prove that there was fraud. That was their big plan. I see how the wheels are turning. It doesn't make sense to you because you're not a fucking idiot. You're not a delusional idiot. So it doesn't make sense to you. But the second I saw, the guy's name is Jake and Jelly. The second I saw him, I was like, here we go. He is a fucking known white supremacist. He is a known QAnon supporter. He's the guy with the fucking horn helmet and the paint on his face and the Nordic, quote unquote, Nordic tattoos.
Yeah.
The second I saw him, I was like, okay, these are white nationalists. So this is fucking great. We are now seeing white on white crime in action, and it's fucking awesome.
The hilarity of it all is that while that may have been the end goal, that shit wasn't going to work. And I know they didn't know that and probably didn't believe it wasn't going to work.
They thought it was going to work.
But they thought it was going to work.
Yep.
But that would have been, the beauty is like, nah, y'all motherfuckers probably going to get executed.
But it almost worked.
But I'm just saying, like, if it worked and they did hang Pence or Pelosi, once all of that was done,
part. I'm sorry, yeah.
Y'all either gonna get shot on sight when you do it, or you're gonna get executed. Like they would have been looking crazy.
But that's why this was awesome.
Yeah.
Because all of the times I hear commenters saying, "Oh, you're just paranoid and dramatic," and all the times I see y'all roll your eyes at me, I'm like, I fucking told you about these motherfuckers.
I don't roll my eyes at you.
No, maybe not you.
Yeah.
Ken does, definitely.
One.
Just one eye. But I'm sitting back and I'm just like, I just sat back in my justified chair and I was like, I've been telling you guys about these underground groups and what they think and why we should pay attention to them. And you were saying earlier how they weren't prepared, et cetera, et cetera. There's no way that I think that I can see all this shit from my fucking MacBook at home in Decatur. But none of these Secret Service people know this.
No. I said, I said intelligence.
I'm not saying you.
Oh.
But yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, I'm not disagreeing with what you said.
Okay.
I'm saying that that's the impression that they're trying to give, that we didn't know this would happen.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I wasn't attacking you. I'm attacking them on blatantly fucking lying.
No, they knew.
They just didn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
So when I come in here and I tell you, okay, here's this group that's talking about this, and we should pay attention to them. Here's this group, we should pay attention to them because they're crazy. And this motherfucker here, and y'all say, whatever.
Dark clouds.
Here comes the rain cloud. Y'all can think that. Secret security or Secret Service should not be thinking that. They should be looking at these groups and saying, okay, we know this guy. We know this guy. He's from this group. This group has said this. Therefore, we need to have backup. They didn't do any of that because they don't take domestic terrorism seriously unless it's from a brown person.
Right.
If it's a white person, they're just like, that's just them talking because they're patriots. Because they were called patriots on multiple media outlets. Not rioters.
Nope.
For how long?
Not terrorists. Not for long.
Okay.
Not for long. But they were still called the Patriots.
Even Fox couldn't cover this shit up.
At some point, Fox gave up and they're like, yeah, these are rioters.
Yeah.
I told him again, Ken was it just so happened that Ken was on the way to my house. But yeah, I was like, I wonder what Fox saying. And we turned to Fox. It was like, damn, they were calling them rioters by the time we got to Fox. I was like, damn, man. Fox
they weren't at first. They were calling them protesters.
Yeah. I was like, Fox can't even cover this shit up right now.
I think there's so many nuanced parts of this that people like. I don't think any of us should be shocked. And that's the point that I keep trying to come in here. And I gave up because I don't want to be a fucking negative asshole every week. But that was kind of the thing that I was trying to get you guys to understand. Like, this is not a surprise. These groups have been working up to this for the longest time. It just so happened that they were able to get a group of dumbasses to follow them. They were going to do this without them. These groups, they were going to do this or try to do this without all of these dumbass, impressionable morons.
From the deep south.
Right, from the deep south that don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
This was a perfect fucking storm. And everyone looked at this and they're just like, man, I can't believe this happened. Meanwhile, I'm like, I can't believe you can't believe this happened.
Mm.
America's been begging for this.
And it's not over. That's
And it's
the
not
crazy
over.
one.
This is a fucking appetizer.
Yep, that's it.
Y'all have to start. I'm telling you guys, man, maybe not y'all, but people really need to pay attention to these groups. It's not a joke. Jake and Jelly and the QAnon people and these other white nationalist groups, they've been pushing this narrative for fucking ever.
Yeah, I guess I was when you were talking about that, under the impression you were talking about violence would be enacted on just regular everyday American citizens and that they were not going to attack the government. That's why I was saying that they're not built like that. They're not going to just come to my subdivision and start trying to string me up. And
these motherfuckers storm the Capitol, Ken. So you think that they will storm the Capitol, but they're afraid to hang your ass up?
The difference though between where Ken lives and in his neighborhood and the Capitol is that they thought people in the Capitol were on their side.
No, they didn't.
That's why would they call them traitors?
They didn't think the people in the Capitol were on their
side.
side.
Why would they call them traitors then?
Because they don't think they're on their side.
Oh, you're talking about by the time they got there, they was like, you traitors.
For
that's
weeks.
why we're here. That's why we're here, because you are a traitor.
But
not
but
a traitor
also,
in this moment.
I mean,
got you.
But yeah, but Trump was like inciting all of that
Absolutely.
for months.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if Trump went out and say, hey, go to X subdivision or go in your cities and start stringing up regular people, they'll probably do that.
You're being too specific. So B made a beautiful point a little while ago. He said the reason these crazy, goofy ass rednecks, he didn't say all that, but I'm adding that part. I'm sure he agrees with that part too.
Bars.
The reason they were so mad is because we voted. I don't know if he meant it this way, but the we is black people.
Yeah,
they are.
That's exactly what I meant.
Thank you. I
exactly
assumed, but I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Exactly what I meant.
They are mad because niggers voted, and because niggers voted, they didn't get their way.
Yep.
They lost.
Yep.
So if you think that they only see red towards these traitors, but they don't see red towards the people that caused the traitorous activity,
mess.
You gotta wake up and pay attention to these motherfuckers, man. This is not a joke.
Yeah, I just see it differently.
I know you do.
So far, it's
That's
just
okay.
kind of played out that way. I do think this is over. I think Trump is done.
Oh.
And I think they're gonna scurry back to their dark holes. White America will always protect white America.
But white America didn't protect white America. That's
what do you mean?
What I mean is,
how so? Because there was a small crowd there that was doing that, and they got the motherfuckers up out of there. Maybe not violently, but what? Bro, like everybody turned on them because white people don't want to be viewed as that.
Where did you see a small crowd? Yeah. That's what I want to know.
I mean, not like 100 people, but
what's your idea of a small crowd then?
It was just thousands of people, whatever.
That is not a small crowd. There were thousands upon thousands of people that stormed the most sacred building when it comes to American law. So if you're looking at this and you're like, well, that was a small crowd and they're done. This is why this shit is festering.
They're not going to let this shit happen again.
At the Capitol. Exactly. Next time, what do you think is going to happen?
It's not going to happen. Okay. America is embarrassed by everything that just happened.
Absolutely. The people that are not them, yes.
You mean American law?
Good point.
What'd you say?
The people that are not them, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I still think I can't apply a percentage to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I refuse. I just, the way America works, the way I've seen America work historically, is that what happened was so embarrassing, not only domestically, but globally. We're talking about the world watching America act like a third world country.
Yeah.
They let Trump get out of control. I think that moving forward, they will try their best not to let this sort of thing happen again. You can't go to another country and say, hey, you need to quell all of this stuff and instill democracy because our shit worked better when the shit ain't working better. You know, and I think that's why maybe they were kind of questioning how to handle the protesters, because how does it look when you fire on American citizens and start killing American citizens? Those are the decisions that they will have to make as well. So I just think moving forward after everything that happened, which is why so many people turned on Fox, et cetera, they had no choice. They had no choice but to turn on them and say that we condemn this, we don't agree with this, and this is not how we act. This is not America.
Do you think MAGA thinks this was a success or a failure?
I think it depends. So I'll say that I think that if they look at them breaching the Capitol, there may be some that look at breaching the Capitol as a success. We won, we got in the Capitol. I've heard them say that. But overall, I think that they view it as a failure.
No, absolutely not, bro. These people think, and once again, if they thought it was a failure and they thought that they didn't even come close to achieving what they achieved, they wouldn't have been giving their names out. They were genuinely shocked by the cops' reactions to them. They thought that they were going to storm the Capitol. The cops are not going to stop us. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And they got away with it. They fucking got away with it. They were escorted out. There's a video of a cop walking some fucking lady hand in hand down the stairs, bro. That shit would not happen if it was us. You cannot, how can you say, oh, well, they think this was a failure? They don't. Those goofy fucking rednecks, they think that this was a success. We are showing them that we're not going to stand for this. That's what they're thinking.
Well, they may believe that, but they're sorely wrong.
That doesn't matter what you think.
And
it matters what they think.
You know what I think? I think so these people, so I think this whole sending these people to jail, that's going to become a political issue. I think they should send them to jail for treason, insurrection, whatever. But I think that politically, they're going to be torn on how to issue sentences.
Why?
I bring it up to say that if they get light sentences, which is very well likely,
they already are, then
they could probably look at that as like, oh, they're on our side because they didn't even punish us harshly.
Dog.
So that's something that I'm gonna definitely look, watch out for.
One rioter was killed by defense of the Capitol. One.
One
out of thousands of people.
Thousands.
But how can you say
thousands of people acting an ass?
Acting an ass, bro. Climbing the wall.
The protesters like climbing walls, busting windows,
busting,
attacking cops.
Have your feet up on a desk,
bro.
Make a phone call.
Attacking cops, bro.
I get it. I watched everything and heard everything.
One died because a black man was like, no,
not on my watch.
Not today.
Not today.
He went out like, oh, dog, man, fuck you.
Right.
I'm giving me one.
I'm giving me one of these motherfuckers. You promised the window? No. One died. The rest of them died because of medical injuries, because they either got trampled or whatever, which was the irony of the woman with the "Don't tread on me" sign that got trampled to death is just fucking, you can't write that.
Right.
But for you to look at this and be like, I don't think that they think this is success. I think you are overestimating how stupid these people are.
Because even in like the clip you just showed me.
I'm sorry, underestimating how stupid they are.
Because even in the clip you just showed me, I didn't ever see the full clip with the police coming up from behind them.
Right.
Like, even in that, right? The police that was coming up from behind him after he shot him, you could tell he's telling them to stand down. Like, don't shoot anybody else.
You know what?
So to them, if you see them saying that, oh, they're on our side.
Exactly. They're on our side. You should watch the other video, bro, of there's a cop being crushed. There's a wave of these zombie MAGA people, the MAGA zombies, and they're fucking crushing this cop between the people and this wall. And his mask comes off and he's just screaming in agony. One of the rioters who was crushing him reaches over and pulls his mask down and like pats him on the shoulder like, you're doing a good job. They are so mixed up in what's going on. And the fact that they were able to get that far with no one dying, no gunshots, nothing except for one guy's fucking spraying some goddamn mace. Of course they think this is a success.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what we came to do. Well, of course, we didn't get to kill Mike Pence. Maybe another day.
But we got
But
into the,
we
got into the chamber.
we made the point.
Right.
We are not going to stand for election fraud. That's what they wanted.
That's a win for them.
It's
But you're
over
looking
now. They don't have to stand for election fraud. The shit is over. Biden's going to be in office, and that's it. So will we have another a case where we have somebody lose an election and he does the same thing as Trump?
So how you feel about the dude that posted that about the 19th? You think he's serious or not serious?
What did he say about the 19th?
See, you're not even paying attention.
What did he say about the 19th? But we already know. But we already know there's heightened security now. The National Guard is going to stay there, so they're going to be on full alert now. That's what I'm saying. They're going to be on full alert for this shit, for any bullshit that's going to happen. They're going to do their best not to let this shit happen again.
So motherfucker said it's not enough security to face what's about to happen,
bro.
He can believe that, and he might very well be true. He might very well be true.
This shit is not over, Ken.
We will find out. And if it happens, then so be it. It is what it is. I think the thing for me when I look at this is that like I was overwrought. I was in disbelief by everything that we were seeing. But at the end of the day, when I left his house and went about my day.
I did too.
And I was just waiting for all of the facts and everything to start rolling in, about the whole situation. But for me, it was like none of this should affect me. This is just like, and it doesn't really surprise me. This is like you said, white people showing their ass and being crazy. So my analysis of what happened, the one person being shot, et cetera, is like, it's expectations because we know how white America works. So it doesn't surprise me. So that's why there's no outrage or this disbelief about what's going on, about what I saw or witnessed.
Yeah, no one. I don't think anybody, because I already agree with you. I wasn't shocked at all. I was like, yep, this sounds about right. But it sounded right to me because Antifa has been saying that they were planning this. These groups have been actively planning this shit. And what's funny is I almost brought this up 2 weeks ago, but I didn't want to continue to be that guy. But I almost brought up the fact that they were planning an attack on Joe Biden's inauguration. And I was going to ask y'all if y'all think that there was any validity to this. And I was like, fuck it. But the fact that this happened, a week or so earlier, I was like, yeah, this totally makes sense. And the fact that you have two known white nationalists in the front of the pictures, plastered everywhere, none of them covering their face. None of them covering their face. And then you have the FBI going out here asking us to help them.
Yeah.
How are you guys not looking at this and being like, nothing about this is kosher? None of this. Since when does the FBI need our help in finding a motherfucker whose face is widely known?
They already have his name and identity.
Show up.
You know it, so they obviously know it.
They
right?
were saying, give us any information. You didn't see the flyer of the like 12 people. They weren't asking specifically just for names. They were asking for any tips on these people.
But was the Jacob guy you're talking about, was he on the flyer?
Jake Angeli is a known
he's
agitator.
Yes.
I've known about him.
Yeah.
Why the fuck does Mike Seatown in Atlanta, Georgia on fucking Is the Mic Still On know about Jake Angeli, but the FBI don't?
They have to know about him though.
Then why are they asking for help in identifying
That's why I'm asking. Were they on the picture of the flyer?
Yes.
Saying their picture was on the flyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Him and I forget the other guy's name is something like Jake Ternasky or something like that. Another known white supremacist. So what I'm saying is the FBI is asking for help in identifying and finding these people, but they've been known. They've been in multiple articles and news reports. There's a lot of shit going on here that we don't fucking know about.
Correct.
And y'all can think about it, that you can say it's a bunch of bullshit. You can say it's dramatic and paranoid if you want to, but y'all better start paying attention.
Listen, let me tell you.
Just to kind of go into more detail about the message or whatever. So right wing extremists vow to return to Washington for Joe Biden's inauguration. And they quote, many of us will return on January 19, 2021, carrying our weapons in support of our nation's resolve, to which this sick world will never forget. We will come in numbers that no standing army or police agency can match.
Oh.
And if they can't get into the Capitol, who do you think they're going to turn on?
Yeah, I like to see that.
You like to see them turn on black citizens?
No.
That's what's going to happen.
No. I was just talking about what he said.
Did you see what Trump said?
Mm-mm.
And I'm still disgusted by
but
the fact that news reports were leaving this part out.
Well, this is why I guess what you're about to say, this is why they suspended him, because of the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but not specifically because of this part. A lot of the news places that I was watching, none of them brought this up. He ended his part, and I wanted to quote this specifically. He said, "And to all my wonderful supporters, I know you're disappointed, but I also want you to know that our incredible journey is only just beginning."
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
And people will gloss over this shit. This is a clear dog whistle to these white supremacist groups. He told you, stand back,
stand by.
And now he's telling you our incredible journey is only just beginning. And you think that this is only tied to him being the president?
I can add a third one. I will not be showing up to the inauguration. So that's showing that, like, I'm not going to be there, so you guys can come and do what you want to do.
Come on, man. Yeah. This is not a
joke. That's why they banned him, because that's basically what he's saying. He's like, look, I'm not going to be there, so do what you will.
But he had already. I mean, yeah, he's.
No, he officially said it.
He may be sending a message, but I think he already put out that he was holding a separate rally on that day.
I don't
opposite to that.
Well, yeah, he did say that. But
he officially said that too.
But that's not the point. The point is he's saying that this is only the beginning.
I know, but they already knew that he wasn't going to be at the rally. I think that's what I'm saying. To your point, yeah. And maybe that was confirmation to what he had said earlier as well.
But the part you got to look at, even if they can't storm the Capitol again, you have pissed off, entitled, racist rednecks. When they can't get their anger out in one way, it's not like they just calm down. They say, all right, well, this didn't work. Let's go home. They're going to start attacking random people.
Mercy.
And you can say, well, we haven't seen any examples of this. Well, shit, you ain't seen no examples of thousands of racist white people storm the Capitol before either. So if you think if they're showing up and if they're like, well, fuck, now there's National Guard here, we can't do this. All right, well, fuck it. Let's just turn back. And then let's see a random black family is walking down the street. You think that they're safe?
I mean,
they're not going to get attacked?
I mean, they attacked some people that were there in DC too.
That
was amidst in the crowd. Yeah.
News people that they thought were Antifa or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Another anonymous person on that.
But if your ass down there, what do you expect is going to happen?
Another anonymous person on that, Donald.win. This is a platform where they all kind of discuss this whole shit. Says round 2 on January 20th. This time, no mercy. I don't even care about keeping Trump in power. I care about war.
Yeah, they think it's a civil war, and I'm like, this is not a civil war. I know they think it's a civil war, but it's not.
This is
not a civil war.
That's what they're trying to incite. Say what, Sophie?
You think it is? Because I've seen people kind of be on the fence, like, it is. I don't know.
I think the best things that black people could have done with this situation is do what we did. Sit our asses at home and laugh at our televisions at the white people acting crazy. Mm-hmm. After that, I'm going to reinforce what I've been telling y'all for fucking months. Get armed and just prepare yourself just in case something happens. Mm-hmm. It's not a call for you to hide in your bedroom, under your bed, shivering and crying. No, it's just about being smart. Mm-hmm. You have now seen what I've been telling y'all for months. White people are, not all white people, of course, but these types of white people are entitled and crazy. They want a civil war to happen. And it could easily happen if they directed their energy not at the Capitol, but at black neighborhoods just in DC. Let's say if they decided, okay, we're not going to attack the Capitol. We're going to attack these surrounding urban areas in DC. What do you call that? Do you not call that the beginnings of a civil war?
Yep. I know.
What do you call it then?
No.
You call it a random attack?
I call it a hate attack. What is a hate crime?
So what do you think a civil war is?
I mean, the Civil War, I guess I'm just thinking about in the old terms of what the Civil War was.
We're not talking about the Civil War. We're talking about a Civil War, not the Civil War.
But they're saying, I mean, you know, if they decide to attack black people, you know, and you want to label that a civil war, that's fine. But I'm talking about in terms of this civil war that they're claiming it to be against the American government. To me, when they're talking about a civil war, this is a revolution, as she said it, you know, from Knoxville. They are against the government. And that's how I'm looking at it, because that's how they're, you know, I think I'm just taking that they're presenting it to me. They are against the government at Trump's behest. Some of the people that's listening to Trump, the white nationalists have a different agenda, clearly.
But that's what, come on, man. That's who was there. That's who was leading the charge.
Okay,
was white nationalists.
But they're leading the charge against the government. They're not leading the charge against black people.
What do you think? Oh, come on, bro. Like, they're leading the charge against the government, but they have an overall plan. The white nationalist plan isn't just to overthrow the government. They want to get rid of black people. It is our fault that Trump lost. That is what they are thinking.
Then why haven't they started attacking black people?
Because
did they really think that they could overthrow the government?
Because attacking black people, random black people right now is not going to get their objective done. Their objective that they want right now is to overturn the election. If that doesn't happen, then what they will start doing is attacking random people, because they are going to be angry and pissed off. And when you say, well, if the black family's down there, then that's what they get for being down. No, this is not something that is a joke.
It's not
These
a joke,
people are serious.
But if you know that they are down there, why would you put yourself and your family at risk?
I'm not saying that they're going to be down where the actual site is. They could be 3 neighborhoods over. So I got to move when the white nationalists show up. I got to go stay somewhere else.
I just think it's possible that they could just ride and start attacking everybody in the city. I'm not denying that, but I just think that their concentrated efforts will be on whatever this thing planned on the 19th. You know, and they could act out and just start attacking everybody, and you know, we'll see how that play out. But and it's a possibility. I won't say it's not. I don't know. I just feel like it's unlikely.
Okay. Well, I want any black person within the sound of my voice to be safe.
Period.
And be prepared for anything.
Yep.
Do not brush this off like it's a fucking joke, because it's not. White nationalists are not a joke. They're crazy, they're entitled, and they're emboldened right now. So please be safe.
It's really with everything too. Like, it kind of goes hand in hand. Like, even with little simple shit, like not wanting to be policed into complying to wear a mask. Something as simple and stupid as that could piss off the wrong person. And now you in a motherfucking shootout in Kroger because somebody just wanted to get some grapes without they fucking covering on. You know what I'm saying? It's some stupid shit like that. Like, my friend, she moved to Oregon yesterday. She just went to go pick up some groceries. You know, she's just trying to settle in and move in. She said she went to Trader Joe's, and there was like a line of people outside. The store was closed, but they had like, I guess it like chained open a little bit just so that the workers could like talk to people who were out actually wearing their masks. And there was a protest going on where people were, I guess not, you know, like an anti-masker type of thing. I don't want to wear it, blah, blah, blah. They were just, we're here for groceries. We want to go inside. We don't have masks on. We don't care. I can't believe, and she was overhearing, she was, I guess, giving her order to the people inside who were going to retrieve their groceries, giving them the card, they would pay for it, hand it with the receipt and stuff. So that's kind of what they're working with, right? It's like these mob of people who just want their groceries, or people who just want to go pay for gas inside, and you just want to go get some gum inside, or, you know, pay for something else. And now they're upset, and you become a target just because you just minding your own fucking business. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit like that. So I've had to have a lot of conversations with myself about what I'm going to do, because I do want to be smart. I do want to be armed in a situation where I can defend myself if need be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like for you, whether it's having a pocket knife or having a gun or having whatever, like whatever it is, like, I don't want to be in a position where somebody's having a bad day and I'm the target, basically, because to me, that's kind of what I've been feeling like America is for a good while, but especially within like the last year and a half, really the last 4 years, but especially the last year and a half. We're just functioning in a system where it's, how bad is the next white person's day? And will I be a target for them? You know what I'm saying? We are operating in this system where that it just is what it is. Like my day is only as good as the next white person who is or is not pissed off. That's literally what it feels like. Is someone going to have a shootout in here? Is someone going to have a standoff with me? Is somebody going to stab me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they instigate a lot of these things. My friend was wearing her mask. She was getting her groceries and being serviced because she was complying. There are white people who were also wearing their masks and like standing to get groceries. And they're saying things like, I just don't understand why it's so hard to comply. And then all these other people are like, it's cruel. You guys can't, wear masks. You guys can't breathe. We can't breathe. Da 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 da. Whatever, which is ironic for other reasons. But anyways, and they're just kind of standing out there doing whatever. And they're snickering and jeering like, well, I guess we're the problem. Yeah, you are. But if you say that out loud, then it's them arguing back with you. And you might just say something back and they might say something back. And someone from, 2 feet over might, try to back them up. And then it turns into a mob. And then someone pulls out a knife or a gun and it's done. Like simple, dumb bullshit like that you just don't think of can turn into whatever. And it could easily be you as a target. So I'm just being a lot more mindful of that.
Do you guys think this will continue after the inauguration, now that Trump has basically been deplatformed?
What do you mean by this? Exactly.
Just the current state, the tension, in America, that he's kind of been spiraling, up.
I'm gonna ask a question on top of your question. Do you think like they just are over it after that?
They being who?
MAGA.
Oh, MAGA.
Like one day they're just like, all right, we're not mad anymore.
Yeah.
I could see them realigning themselves with the white nationalists that Mike are talking about. But I do think MAGA will lose their power after this is over.
Why?
Because their leader was Trump. And I just think that, with him being taken off Twitter and having nowhere to go and
having nowhere to go. Trump can still give rallies as much as he wants.
He can.
He can still give speeches as much as he wants.
Yep.
Even if he didn't, the damage has been done. The words have already been said.
And it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, like it's just because
it's gonna get worse.
How can I explain this? Like, so there's always aftermath, right? Of situations. Why wouldn't there be any with this? Regardless if he is silenced or whatever, he's already said the words. He's already made this point. He's already ignited this group of people. They're not just gonna just one day wake up and like, I don't have those views anymore. Right. And everything is fine now. Biden's in and now we're good.
Right.
No, man. No, that's like a fantasy land.
They'll still have those views. They won't have anybody talking them into acting on those views. They'll,
yeah, they will.
I could see them.
Where do you think Trump is going? He's not dying. He's just not going to be president.
Why would
even if Trump died tomorrow? There's going.
That's why he said what he. Ken, that's why he said what he said. I'm sorry, Sophie, I was over talking. What did you say?
Oh, I was gonna say even if Trump died tomorrow, there's Trump being alive doesn't mean that white supremacy is alive, and because he dies, white supremacy is done. There's going to be somebody else who says this shit isn't right. This shit isn't fair. We have a whole bunch of figures who support Trump and are just like Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but without Trump's platform,
ideologies.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not saying white supremacy is going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
But the person that's been inciting it to his net benefit is going to go.
Okay.
What would be his end goal? You can't be president anymore. They probably won't let you run in 2024. There's discussions about that.
Only if he's impeached. He can still run.
He can still run, but I think that after what he did, at the ruining of his legacy and everything, I find there will be people that will throw their support behind him in politics. I just don't think it will be many, and I don't think he would have the support that he would need to do that after what he did.
They're only pulling their support now because they can't actively support after this just happened.
What did I just read you? Like I just read you like the one person said, I don't even care about Trump being in power anymore.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
This is not a matter of power anymore. It's a matter of they think that they didn't get their way. It's really that simple. These are white supremacist children.
It's like, okay, Trump's out. Okay, cool.
We still gonna make a point.
But people need to understand just because Trump is not on Twitter and Facebook, that that's not right. He's not going to just go away. If anything, this is going to be worse because now these people are looking at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and anywhere else, and they're saying, okay, you are now all a part of the leftist media, and you're now an enemy. White supremacists love an enemy, and now they have even more. We keep forgetting that almost 50% of people voted for Trump this round.
Yeah, they said they wanted to blow up AWS, the Amazon Web Services.
Huh?
So why do you think that this is just going to stop?
Because Trump was for the last 4 years, he was the one that was like,
no, they're gonna keep it going. They're gonna keep it going because especially once Biden gets sworn in, they're gonna be like, see, they took this shit from us, and now we're gonna really show them what the hell we made about. Now they didn't cheated us or whatever. That's their mindset. They're gonna be thinking that.
Yeah.
This has opened a huge door.
Yeah,
if it's not Trump, it's gonna be somebody else. I guarantee you, from now until eternity, we are gonna have at least one white supremacist leaning candidate every 4 years.
Jesus Christ.
Every 4 years. Once again, almost 50% of the population here voted for Donald Trump. After everything that he has done, almost 50%. So if y'all look at that and you're just like, well, I think that now that Trump's been deplatformed from social media, these guys are just going to stop. No, they're going to get worse. The best thing for white supremacists is when they're driven underground. It's easier for them to fester because people aren't paying attention to them.
Ted Cruz is going to be the next Trump.
Say what?
Ted Cruz is going to be the next Trump.
You know what? For real,
he's working up to it.
He is working through it. I do agree with that. Yeah, he is working towards that. So I'll be interested to see if he gets stopped. What were you going to say, Sophie?
Oh, I was saying that it makes sense because it's like if you have so many people who almost voted again in that interest, someone else, you know what I'm saying? It's been proven that rhetoric works. It's been proven that it works. Trump was never really smart. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things that he did, I guess, was kind of sort of smart, I guess, in terms of like, continuing that base to have a platform and to have a voice. But if there's someone with like 3% more smartness or intelligence, all they have to do is do like, for example, I think if Trump actually like campaigned for bigger stimuluses, before and did certain things a little bit before and handled Corona a little bit different, I definitely think he would be president again. But that wasn't the case. But somebody else would be able to catch that quicker, right? To be able to, enable these people with this base because they know they're going to get that vote. Even the same day, we haven't even mentioned the fact that Warnock and Ossoff won by a goddamn hair. And that just means that people who voted for Perdue and voted for Loeffler are right behind that. Their signs are still up. They're not going to take them down. The Trump signs are still up. They're not going to take them down. People vote for Mitch McConnell over and time and time and time and time again when they fuck them over time and time and time again. And why? Because this shit fucking works. White supremacy works. It's in the best interest of white people to feel like they have a chance to continue to oppress other people. To know that the cops are going to be on their side, to know that the cops are not going to arrest them. They're not going to jail them. If they do, it's going to be 2 months, 6 months, maybe a year, and maybe you'll get off with good behavior, but you're not really going to be the one doing the slavery work. You know what I'm saying? Doing the free labor. They want that. And it's shitty, because they'll take getting fucked out of taxes. They'll take being poor. They'll take getting fired. They'll take, my God, like the government has spit in the faces of white poor people the entire coronavirus, and they still vote against their best interest because the only thing that's carrying them is I'm white and I have the privilege of not getting shot when I get stopped at the fucking police. I'm white and I want someone else to be like that, to be in that position. It's not me though, so I don't give a fuck. It's just vibes. You know what I'm saying?
And because they're delusional enough and naive enough to be tricked into thinking that the reason that they're poor and the reason that they stay poor is because of other people, not the people that they're voting for. It's the people that they're voting against. They think it's the Mexicans, it's the gays, it's the niggers, it's all these people. But like you said, Sophie, they don't stop and think these rich white people are not your friends.
They don't give a shit about
They don't
you.
give a fuck about you.
All they want is your vote.
Exactly. Your vote and your money, your tax money.
What does I guess my question is, what does Trump get out of continuing when he can't possibly be president anymore?
I used to think what you're thinking right now. I used to think, okay, what's the point? He should just fucking go golfing and do all this other shit. But I think he's really feeding off this shit. I think he really thinks, I think he really likes having this type of control and power over people. And if you think about it, I mean, he was an
Period, or
entertainer.
as president?
Period. And as an entertainer, he was like that when you really look back at the history of it. Like, that's just him. He's this, I don't know what you call it.
He's an egomaniac.
He's a demagogue.
He's
exactly.
a
Narcissist.
He can't stand the fact that he fucking lost. Like, it's embarrassing to him. So he's trying to be like, y'all ain't gonna fucking embarrass me. Y'all gonna feel the pain. Like, that's what. So now I'm like, okay, that's what's gonna keep him pushing on for this shit. Because I was with you. I was like, okay, he's not president no more. He just go live his fucking life and not even worry about this base anymore. No, that's not the case now. He's feeding off of that right now.
Yeah, but I wonder if this would be the case, because I don't think he liked what he saw out there, and he said it. It was reported that he said this. So, go ahead.
No, you finish.
I'm sorry. Finish it, and I'll say what I'm gonna say.
Okay, so when the riots and the breach first happened, he loved it. He was sitting in his room and he was delighted. No, don't send the National Guard in. And he was enjoying every minute of it. These were people that were with him that were reporting this. And then he did not like it at all. And the reasons that they heard him say was because they were wearing costumes and stuff like that, and the way that they looked. He didn't like the way that they looked. In other words, the deep Southern type of whiteness didn't present an image of support that he felt would benefit him publicly in terms of the type of supporters that he has. So if he went against that and how it was making him look as a guy, do you think that he would still embolden that type of crowd that actually showed up to rally for him?
Yes.
Why? If it makes him look bad?
First of all,
because that's how he took it.
He didn't take it that way. That's a bunch of bullshit.
That's the first thing.
He came out. From whoever's spinning this, because he came out. He flat out said, "I love you. You're special."
After seeing all of that,
seeing this, so where is this? I'm embarrassed. He never said any of this. If he did, it wasn't publicly.
And what
you're hearing is the spin from the people that are actually half intelligent that are on his team. They're like, yo,
you can't just come out here. Which is why it was recorded. Which is why it was recorded. They did not want him to say some dumb shit live.
Right. And he still got away with sliding shit by. What would be the point of saying, okay, you have to go home. This has been a landslide election. We won, but you have to go home.
Right.
I love you.
Right.
You're important. Yeah. And just so you know, I know you're disappointed because I am too, but this is only the beginning. How are y'all sitting back being like, yeah, Trump was embarrassed by this. Trump was loving this. All Trump wants is attention and power. And the power doesn't have to come from him being president. The power comes from people listening to him and following him. Like Rod just said, Trump has been like this his entire career, his public career. All of you're fired. He just loves that power. And him being fucked out of the presidency, it's not going to stop him. It's going to make him worse.
It really is.
Yeah, I used to think like that, Ken, but like after seeing this, it's like, he's not going to stop. He's not going to stop.
He has no reason to stop.
Yeah.
He has nothing to gain.
He does have something to gain. More notches into the big wall of his ego. That's all this is about. You really think Donald Trump became president because he wanted to save the United States? No.
It's just something he wanted to check off his book.
Yes.
Ego.
Yes,
ego.
That's it. He just wanted to become president because he wanted power. And that's it.
Yep.
But
being rich wasn't enough.
But what power is there to obtain?
The power over all of you people looking at me as a demagogue. That's what Trump wants. Trump is a narcissist. Textbook. This is not about, it's really not about keeping the Mexicans out. It's really not about, fuck China. It's not really about any of that shit. It's about Donald Trump and his narcissistic ego and him having the control over all of these people and being like, look what I've done. I've united all of these dumb ass white people to benefit me. I am the leader. That's all he wants.
Yep.
And he will continue to have that after he is president. If anything, depending on how badly Biden fucks up and how bad Kamala fucks up, this could get 10 times worse after Biden's in office.
Because what's the opposite of that? What does Trump after this? What does Trump go and do?
Well, they said he couldn't come back to Mar-a-Lago, but I don't. Yeah, they said they didn't want him there.
Damn.
But before the riots.
Not before the riots. Now that the riots have happened, all that, and we see this, what does he do now?
I have no idea.
Right.
And that's the thing, because before the riots, he still had a lot of equity and clout built up. He could go out and start a media company and stuff because people were still gonna fuck with him because they see money in him.
Right.
After the riots now, I think he lost a lot of that because he is now viewed as damaged goods because he has put a stain on America.
Okay. And
there are a lot of people, I think these people believe more in what America presents itself to be and thinks itself to be. And I could see them easily casting him aside because he put a stain on it and they don't want to even deal with that. So to realign themselves with that.
Who's they?
Just America, just in general.
You're talking about Republicans?
Republicans, Democrats,
I agree with
stuff
you.
like that.
But we're not talking about politics anymore. Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about politics. So him moving away from the Republican Party, that totally makes sense. He's not concerned with changing laws and policies. He's concerned with power and people worshiping him. If him lying about certain things helps that, then that's what he's going to do. As far as like looking down the line and people just not really caring about him anymore, how long ago did Charles Manson sit back and influence murder? And people still, even after he died, you can still anytime drive down a little 5 Points and see some asshole in a Charles Manson t-shirt. They have spun his story so much that he's a fucking hero. So you don't think that this could happen with Donald Trump, the person who led the rebellion against the evil liberal art, whatever. Like you think that they're just gonna at some point just be like, all right, we give up. Fine. Kamala and Biden, y'all got it. No.
Yeah. Sophie, you were about to say something?
I forgot.
Yeah, I do believe that a lot of those people look for leaders to give them direction and guidance. And they may, like, again, put their attention towards Jake or whoever these other people are. Which would be concerning, but there's others that be like, all right, well, shit, fuck it, and there could be a majority of them. I don't know. I just think that he was going to start a PAC too, so that's probably out.
A what?
Political, PAC, PAC.
Oh, PAC.
Yeah, PAC.
That's a pact.
So I think he really fucked himself over, man. And I think him making that concession speech was his people forcing him to do that. For him to make that video talking about the inauguration, he was forced to do that. He's in repair mode. He's going to try to rebuild his image because he realized, and a lot of people have told him, bro, you have fucked up this time.
You think either one of those speeches repaired his image?
No, I absolutely do not. But I'm just saying his
That's what
actions.
He's trying to do, you think?
Yeah, his team forced him to do those because they were telling him, like, you were in deep shit. You fucked up. And your legacy is basically shit now, and you need to try to do this to repair it.
I think you're giving them too much credit, bro.
I'm not giving him credit. I'm talking
them.
about the team.
I said them, the team, too much credit. Because if they were looking at him and they were saying, we need you to go out here and do something that's going to help repair your image, they would not have let him say, I love you, you're important, and you're special, pulling some DJ Khaled shit.
Yeah.
And then end it with, our journey's just beginning. They would not have let him do that.
Well, he didn't want to do it in the first place.
Right, but he was able to. The majority of that speech was him further emboldening them.
Freestyling. And I'm pretty sure they didn't like the speech.
Freestyle that shit, Ken.
Nobody wrote that.
Donald Trump wrote that.
Oh yeah, that's when
he didn't.
Yeah.
He
I'm
didn't
just
get
saying,
on the.
there wasn't a speechwriter. I guess.
Oh
what I'm
yes,
saying.
yes, I agree with
there
you.
wasn't a speechwriter.
Yes,
But
there
I
wasn't
think
a
they had
speechwriter.
to make concessions in order to get him to do it because he really, really, really didn't want to do it.
Mhm.
So they just took what they can get.
Mhm.
So that's why it was such a disaster. And I'll guarantee you, and I think it was even reported that they hated the speech.
Of course,
They didn't even like it.
Of course,
but they had to get something from him because
Yeah.
Biden called him out. So
Yeah.
they had to get something, and then they had to force him to make this other video about him saying that about them certifying the results.
Mhm.
So again, things that he didn't want to do, but that they're forcing him to do, but they're selling him on his ego, like you have to do this because right now your legacy is like shit, and you have to figure out a way to get this shit back.
Or they're threatening to file charges against him, and they're saying, if you don't do this, we're going to take your stupid ass to jail.
That too, because that video could be used in court to protect him too. So that's a possibility.
Right,
as well.
and
So,
that's
yeah.
how I looked at it. I was like, he's only doing this to avoid jail time.
Yeah. It could be a number of things that they told him to convince him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, last thing I'll say is, America, you deserve this. You fucking deserve this. You deserve this and worse.
yeah. No,
Every single one of you that voted for Donald Trump, look in the mirror and say, I'm a fucking dumbass. I'm not even joking. I hope all of you, 4 people died or 5?
5.
5 people died. That blood is on the hands of every single one of you selfish, self-serving dipshits who voted for Donald Trump. And I hope you feel bad.
Yeah, I think the best part for me is that this video will live on in perpetuity now. Like you can no longer say that we do not act like this because we've all seen it. The world has seen it. We've seen you show out, and now we can, like Tommy Loren was getting hammered with all of her tweets. Now we got this against you, visual evidence, and you don't just have people blowing up a Wendy's because somebody got killed there.
You did worse than we did.
Yeah, you stormed and breached the motherfucking Capitol.
Right.
You know,
And killed a cop.
Yes.
Let's really nail that in. If the report is true,
Blue Lives Matter, huh?
If the report is all right,
You know?
if the report is true, you beat a cop in the head with a fire extinguisher. I don't know if that's a fact, but I saw numerous different reports that said that's what happened.
I did too.
That they beat this guy in the head with a fucking fire extinguisher. He got back to his office and passed out and died.
And he was white. Right?
Oh, double. Double.
Blue Lives Matter, huh?
BLM never did that.
Yeah.
We ain't never killed. Well, I can't say that, but you can't prove. You can't prove that we did anything like this.
Right.
So y'all have this video of you doing 10 times worse than we could have ever done.
What'd you say,
What'd you say, Sophie?
They wouldn't even let us get the chance.
They would have shot us.
And we should leverage it. Like we should leverage this moment. Like so, because like you said, it's worse.
Hey, you remember that one time? Well,
There could have been 10 of us, and they would have shot all 10 of us if we showed up acting
all
like
in the
this.
head too. Pop, 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 pop.
Yep. But hey, peace. What's her name? Judy Babbitt, whatever the fuck her name is.
Abby. Oh, what is it? Abby?
Come on, the one that got shot.
Yeah.
Yep. She
It
finally
began
said,
with
"No,
an
I'm
A.
good. I'm
It began
good."
with an
Oops.
A. Her name
So
began
that
with
blood
an A.
start coming
I
up.
think it's
That's
Abby
rough.
Babbitt or something like that.
The only people I feel bad for is I feel bad for the families of these dumb fucks, because who knows if they have the same values or whatever.
Most of them don't, because like especially like the children of some of these.
Yeah. I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some of them will be like, "That's what you fucking get." You know how
Yeah.
kids can be.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that these families have to grow up without a mother because her stupid ass went down there and tripped and fell with her "Don't tread on me" sign and got treaded on. But hey, bruh, like I said earlier, you play funny games, you get funny rewards. That's what happens. That's what they told us. Every time a black person is shot by a cop, they say, "Well, what were you doing wrong?
Right.
What were you doing wrong?"
Right.
Okay, now tell yourself the same shit. What were you doing wrong?
Exactly.
I'll tell you what we weren't doing. We sure as fuck weren't storming the Capitol.
Right, we weren't storming the Capitol
breaking
building.
windows and beating up cops.
That's crazy, man. These motherfuckers
It's
storming the
awesome.
goddamn
Yeah,
crib.
we sitting at home with our popcorn. Like,
I had me some whiskey
hey.
and my lunch, and me and Zoe just watched it all play out. I was like, look at this shit. White on white crime. Ain't that something? I'll wait for the day somebody says, "What about black on black crime again?" I'm like, bro, y'all had white on white crime for like 4 hours.
Dude. That
I
shit's
saw
crazy.
something where it's like the shit was like every black person watching the Capitol, but I meant to save it.
It was probably the Michael Jackson meme of him eating the popcorn.
No, it was like a video. Like shit. If I find it, I'll show it to you.
All right, well, that's going to do it for topic this week.
Right.
I'm sure that was very, very interesting, and I'm pretty sure y'all going to hate me, but okay. But yeah, we'll jump into comic commentary and pass the mic segment next, right after this quick break.
So you are doing a question?
It's just a follow-up. I'm going to just read it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be quick. All right, so we're back with comic commentary. So we're going to start with Jenkins, which he used 3 for the E. He says, my mom stays watching Westerns as well. For her, I think it is a bit of a nostalgia thing. She said when growing up, there were only a few channels at the time and Westerns were always on. Also, she had 7 brothers, so they were into them. So she was 2 by default, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, old Black people do love Westerns all the time.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. I hate them.
Me too.
AD287, good luck to Ken and FIFA on the review a day. That's super ambitious, but y'all can do it. The Terrace Martin review format is a cool switch up as well, especially for smarter projects. I'll also second RN De Silva and recommend the Salt albums from last year if you haven't heard them. I appreciate the positive energy, man. Instead of that dick that was on Twitter, trying to be funny and shit. That shit wasn't funny, man. Yeah, it is ambitious, but we appreciate the encouragement.
You ain't slipped up yet, right?
Not yet. Nah.
God damn, give these Black people some fucking positivity out here, man. We out here getting shot by police and shit, and you tell us we can't even do a review a day either?
Right.
God damn.
When there are other people doing it.
Right.
So,
It's fucked up, bro.
We'll see.
Y'all got it, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
Stevie Hendricks 97. Just like Rod and BZ, my 2020 was great aside from the pandemic. New car and started a business. Congratulations. Going to the gym really helped me focus on my goals.
Cool. Go ahead. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. LT Fiam, the last part on the art of politicking / dick and licking on the in corporate environment went hilarious because it's annoyingly true and might be the unpleasant things you might have to do for a career boost. And I'll read one more. Well, actually 3 more. These are short. Deltron 03030, great episode. Interested to hear how everyone wanted to do their funeral. I'm down for mummification.
Oh, Sophie's, right?
Yeah. Benny Lynn 09, Doom said that if the venue doesn't put the right amount of money on the table, he sends an imposter. When asked, don't you think that's wrong? Doom replied, I'm the supervillain. You don't have to like me. And the last one is from Master Minus. I agree with Mike, FIFO, and Rod on the past Mike segment, and I don't think they conflict with each other. Rod is saying he understands that corporate America is not always fair and that nepotism, discrimination, and who you know all can factor in way more than merit. Mike is saying those issues should be taken up with management instead of your friend and to look in the mirror before pointing fingers. I think FIFO is saying regardless of circumstance, you should be responsible / accountable instead of bitching about it or blaming your friend. If the company has unfair hiring practices, it's on you to do something about it. If you feel you deserve something, do you complain or game plan your next move, mama mentality? Yep.
It's a Kobe thing. Yeah, Kobe Bryant.
So yeah, we appreciate all of those comments, and we're gonna jump into our Pass the Mic segment where we have a follow-up to one that we did a while ago. So I'm gonna read that, and then we're gonna get out of here. So because it's been a rather long, interesting discussion and fun discussion today.
Give us some props for not actually arguing and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I
think that was a very interesting and
They can't spin this one.
They can't
spin this
very
one.
Healthy debate.
Yep.
You can't go.
There you go. That's the word I was looking
very
for.
healthy debate, man. Very, very healthy debate.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So if you guys want to send your questions or follow up, you can send those to isthemicstillon@gmail.com or drop us a DM on our Twitter or Instagram, which also goes by the same handle, Is the Mic Still On? Hey guys, I asked a question a couple of months ago about my long distance relationship with a girl. Let's call her Sophia in Peru.
That's weird.
Huh?
Let's keep
You went mute.
Just keep going.
She's just talking to her. She mouthing to herself.
No, can y'all hear me? I'm not on mute.
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
we
fine.
hear you now. Yeah. I think it was featured in the Entanglements episode. Update, I am still in a relationship with her, and she actually was able to come and spend time with me in the States. Yes, even amidst the pandemic, we have taken precautions and whatnot. I have been friends with another girl, let's call her Jakia, for over 4 years, and we've had small romantic encounters before. This is before I even was with Sophia. When I started dating Sophia, I stopped speaking to Jakia on a regular basis because I've been committed to Sophia. Also, Sophia doesn't like me talking to Jakia because of our romantic past. Due to that, I haven't talked to Jakia in months. Jakia feels that our friendship never mattered to me in the first place because I let Sophia influence that. On the other hand, Sophia has been my girlfriend for 2 years. I understand Jakia's point of view and admit that I haven't been a good friend, but should I risk my relationship with Sophia to speak with that? Am I wrong for putting my romantic relationship over my friendship? I feel like I can't make both of them happy. Any advice? Okay, I didn't read all of that when I picked it. I thought it was just a follow-up update. I didn't know that was the actual question. Oh, so you guys get all that? What y'all got?
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, it was.
No, I mean it's pretty basic. You know, he has a friendship with a woman that he had a romantic past with, and his current girlfriend does not like that. But he wants to stay friends with Jaquita.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I've literally been in that situation multiple times. And if you and Jaquita are just friends, and you want to keep her as a friend, you're gonna have to talk to your current girlfriend and explain to her, like, yo, you can't control like my friendships. Nothing is happening, nothing's going on with me and Jaquita. I'm with you now. So you have to chill this shit out. But you have to understand too, you have to be empathetic and understand that your current girlfriend's gonna be jealous, because you would be.
Have boundaries.
Yeah, I'm about to say if the tables were turned, like if it was,
Yeah, you'd be bothered.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just how you process it. You know, you have to get her to understand, like, look, I'm not telling you that I'm not telling you that your feelings are wrong. I'm telling you how you're processing and reacting to your feelings is wrong. But yeah, she can't tell you can't be friends with somebody. Sophia.
You talking about the question or me?
Well, you're Sophie.
I'm asking for your advice, Sophia.
I know.
I would say that Mike is right. I would also say you have to set boundaries. And I would also say, even if you're just friends with her, you have to make sure that she is also just friends with you. Because
that's a good point.
That's usually the actual
come through the motherfucking back door or up the motherfucking sewer or wherever y'all be trying to creep through the back and get your way back to whatever y'all used to have. And you know what? I will also say my worry as a partner who has someone, like if my partner was friends with someone that they used to be romantically involved with, I personally would not be as worried about all the like sexual, are they gonna cheat on me type shit physically. I would be more like, they probably had an emotional connection at one point, which again, boundaries are important. Y'all can laugh it up. Y'all can send memes all times of the day. I don't care like about none of that shit. It's more so like, if you're going through something that's emotionally taxing on you, are you now going to go run and tell her about it type of thing? Like that's this type of shit that I would be like worried about. Cause that's kind of, I think as a woman where we kind of get concerned. I mean, yes, we also get concerned about physical stuff, but I personally wouldn't give a shit about all that. I would be able to trust that more than I would be able to trust that you can emotionally set boundaries with what you're sharing with this friend now. So that's what I would definitely say. But I mean, yeah, I mean, as long as she don't like you, which I mean, again, you can't really control that. I think sometimes maybe, I would probably even say sometimes maybe you can still be friends with someone who might maybe still have a thing for you, only if they set boundaries with themselves, you set boundaries with yourself, and everyone can move as adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't be out here on some, oh, I'm not dating anybody and you're only talking to my nigga. I'm gonna need to see the receipts. Like, you better be out here talking to somebody else or do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really typically give a shit about that stuff. Cause I mean, as long as it's phone calls and you're not ignoring them when I'm around and y'all not trying to key and laugh and do like whatever. If I don't feel disrespected, I'm not gonna take it any type of way. I personally don't give a fuck. Personally, because I've been in that situation too, where it's just like, oh, I'm friends with somebody who used to like me or whatever the fuck, but it's just like, damn, like that's my nigga and he cracks me up, but like I don't see him like that. We are not like that, and boundaries will be set. But if you feel like you have an issue with setting boundaries, or if you're writing into us because you feel some sort of guilt, I would address that within yourself first, and then talk to your partner about it and see what the fuck y'all think. If y'all can handle that. I mean, she might not be able to handle that. I don't know what her past looks like. I don't know if she has trust issues or whatever the fucking case may be. But yeah, it's definitely something that you in your heart of hearts will know for yourself. And if you can't handle that, do not string that girl along, period.
Yeah,
because you might not be ready to create a boundary with a friend that you were that close to. But if it literally was so long ago, or you just don't give a fuck, or shit, y'all fucked and it was horrible or whatever, like, it's just like, it's not for you, and that's fine too. So I would just say be honest with yourself.
Yeah, be bound together in them sheets.
Ken asking, you tapping that ass.
You got anything, B or Rod?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and it's not, I don't know if this is advice to him. This is just more so like kind of going to what Sophie was saying, that I never understood just in relationships is like, why? Because you mentioned one thing, you mentioned two different things. So the one thing you mentioned was like, you know, you got to be like, he might be aware of the other person, right? I never understood that. It's like, well, shit, if I could shut that shit down, why does it matter what the other person is thinking?
Yeah.
Like, I've always had an issue with that. I've always had an issue. Like, I'm not supposed to be this friend because of what they might be thinking and doing.
Right.
Like, I can easily shut that shit down. And be
Right.
like, no, that's not the case. I'm sorry if I showed you something else or whatever, and I can just shut it down. So I
you know what it is? And I understand that because I kind of feel the same way too.
Mhm.
But it's like when people are willingly negligent about shit like that. Like, if I'm dating you and
Mhm.
you know that your friend likes you, even if you want to hang out with them and kiki with them, and you know, you can tell me, yeah, I know she likes me, but it doesn't matter because I told her whatever. She's around because she's patient. Do you know what I'm saying? That being around because you're patient, not because it's platonic, is a very real thing. So if y'all are truly platonic and whatever, and regardless of whether we were together or not, it would still be platonic, cool. But if I know, and if you know that I wasn't around, that she would try you, and it might also be a thing, it's dead to me. Because it's like, even if you can shut that shit down and I trust you to do that, I'm not going to be cool with knowing that she's only around because she's patient. Fuck that.
So like, what if
It's
most
like
of my
you're just waiting
interactions?
on my demise.
But my thing is like, what if most of my interactions are with people like that? That, you know, if they could be, if we could be together, they would be together with me or whatever. Like, what if that? So I just supposed to just shut down any and everyone that comes across my path that is like that?
I mean, damn, nigga, does everybody want you?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But what if it's a situation like that?
I mean, again, boundaries are gonna have to be the first and foremost thing that we're concerned about. But, and I don't speak for everybody. That's just me. I don't like, even I have friends. So like, I'll be cool with a girl, and if that girl has another friend that doesn't have my friend's best interest or whatever it is, I'm not gonna be cool with that. Because yes, you can set boundaries with this other friend that we might both be, like, how am I trying to say this? Like, if I'm cool with best friend A and best friend A has a best friend C or whatever, right? I'm not going to be cool knowing that best friend C is like low-key jealous of you or trying to take something away from you or trying to, isolate you or whatever it is. But just because you can set boundaries with that person, does that mean that you should still be cool with them? I don't know. That's a decision you're going to have to make ultimately by yourself. Will I like it? Not necessarily. Will I control you? Absolutely not. You're going to have to do what you need to do for yourself. And I think the same thing works romantically. You know, just because you can set boundaries, sure, you can be friends with them. No, I won't control you or restrict you from being around them. You're an adult. I'm an adult. I don't want to create trust issues in our own relationship because I'm not letting you do what you need to do. Will I be cool with you being cool with someone that we both know likes you? Hell no. But I'm also not going to tell you, oh, you are forbidden. What the fuck? I mean, do what you want to do. But at the end of the day, your value is going to lie with what type of boundaries you set with us and with that person. And that's enough to really know what's good. So if you're just out here, oh, it's whatever. Yeah, I just got back from the movies with such and such when I said I was going to be home for dinner 2 hours ago. Or, oh, it's cool. I was hanging out with the girls or the boys or whoever. It's going to be real shaky. And you're going to show who you value, you know, at that point. But in general, no, I'm not the type to do the whole blackmailing and ultimatums and all that shit. At the end of the day, you show somebody when you're in a relationship who they mean to you, whether it's verbally, non-verbally, with communication or not, period.
Sometimes that shit don't matter. They just don't want you to fuck with that person.
So if
back in the day, it used to be, oh, you need to delete them out your phone.
Yeah.
Like that used to be the shit back in the day. Like, oh yeah, why you got their number? I just had this conversation with our girls, matter of fact.
I guess, but it's like, okay, I'll ask Kim. Kim, if you and I'm not gonna say like the real, you know, I know that you actually have a wife, but let's just say your wife was your girlfriend or whatever. If you and your wife were together and she had a friend who was a male that she kind of used to talk to or whatever, and y'all are together now, she completely loves you, you love her, but y'all both know that if you were to get in a car crash tomorrow or something would happen, he would be on her like motherfucking white on rice. Would you be cool with that? Come on, bro. Like
you're no kid.
Like you really asked the wrong motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying? Or fucking Rod. Would you be cool if Naomi had an ex-boo? And you both know that he likes her actively in present day, today.
Rod and I are different on this.
Yeah,
I absolutely fucking not.
Right. Me, I don't like.
So you wouldn't care.
I don't really care about shit like that. At the end of the day, I know people are gonna like my wife. Like I'm not oblivious to that. I know people are attracted to my wife. For me to be just totally oblivious to that, it's just fucking stupid. Right. So I'm not gonna sit up here and fucking wreck my brain, worried about every nigga that like her, every nigga that like her.
She with me.
Worried or wrecking your brain about it. I'm saying, and we're not talking about every nigga on the street. I'm not talking about the nigga.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about the nigga who is actively texting her right now when you were at the studio and she is at the house chilling, keying up with this nigga. It's like, I feel like I saw a skit one time on social media where this guy was out with his girl and one of her friends that she used to fuck with came up, gave her like this really like warm hug. And then he dapped up the boyfriend and he was like, you got a good girl on your hands. And he was like, damn nigga, how you know? Like, just like shit like that. Like they're cool. You know that he likes her. He would fuck if he had the opportunity. If y'all going through some shit, a fucking shoulder to cry on is a dick to ride on type shit. You know, like you're cool with that.
Yes, I make jokes like this not necessarily jokes, but I make comments like this all the time with Nay. Like if her ex, if my stepdaughter's ex felt like he could be with her or have sex with her, he absolutely would. Like there's no doubt in my mind that he wouldn't. He'd be crazy not to. You know what I'm saying? So, but then like a real life situation, like she has a friend that basically kind of like, I guess was a cut buddy or whatever. She has a friend like that, and I know about it. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't talk to him because I know y'all history. You know what I'm saying? And this is a real life thing.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that either. I'm not saying you can't. I don't believe in restricting partners personally. I don't believe in all of that. You can't. You will not. You shan't. Bitch, I'm not Jesus. Okay. I'm not telling you where to go in the promised land or where to go, whatever. I don't care about all that stuff. I'm not going to tell you what or what not to do. What I'm going to do is be my goddamn self and observe and move accordingly. If you put me on a pedestal and you appreciate me and respect me, you're not going to try that shit. If you do, it's done, period.
Yeah, I'm like that. She's not
I
necessarily.
don't know if I would be the most comfortable with it, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, your ex pussy is texting you. How is she? What's up? What's good? I mean, in general, I kind of don't care. It's just really the fact that me and my partner knowing that she actively likes you, it's just giving you're waiting until I die. It's giving you're gonna kill me for life insurance. It's giving, it's giving, I'm not completely comfortable with this. But again, I'm not telling you what or what not to do.
Yeah, she cares about that stuff more. She cares about that stuff more than I do, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I am who I am. She is who she is, and you know, like she wouldn't like that shit. You know, I'll push back on it. I'll fight it, and like, yo, it's under my. I control it. Like, it's nothing. You don't have to worry about any fucking thing. But you know, she's gonna be who she is, and still have those views and thoughts and opinions on it. It's just been one of those things that I've never agreed with. You know what I'm saying? To each his own, whoever does. I know Ken is like that. I mean, and I wouldn't judge Ken. That's his stance on it. Like, I get it. But me, I just can't be bothered with it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I've always been that way. But I've gotten better as I've gotten older and matured. I realize, you know, how silly it is. And it's not like I said, you know, it's just like, I mean, I've been in, you know, those situations too, where, you know, I've had exes that were friends with somebody they've been in a relationship with, and, you know, I've kind of been cool with it. Cause at the end of the day, like B said, you know, at the end of the day, you with me or whatever. And, you know, it is what it is. So I've loosened my restraints over the years. But what I will say to this brother is,
not restraint.
At the end of the day, who the man in the relationship, bro?
What?
As everybody get up and leave. Who the man in the relationship? Who the man is it? Is it you or is it her? And that's what I'll say. So what I'll say is, if you want to be friends with your person, with your Jakia, then be friends with her. Just text her and talk to her and stuff. Just don't tell her. That's what I say. Just don't tell her that's what you do.
That's
so you don't get in trouble.
Up front. You need to let her know, hey, I'm about to text her right now. Let's talk to her together at this point.
For real, because you're gonna get in trouble. You know, you're gonna get in trouble. But there's a way to go about doing it. But anyway, we appreciate the follow-up, and it's pretty dope that you guys are still together, man. That's
I remember his question. I feel like
yeah.
telling him that it was gonna fail, and I believed in him. So God bless.
Yeah. So I hope you manage to get your way through this situation, man, and you figure out, you know, what or who you value both, or a way to kind of make it work. So but yeah, that's gonna do it for us this week. We'll catch you guys next week. We out. Peace.